Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back. It's more Dota action for you. Star Series Season 13. Tournament that's been running for nearly as long as Dota has been running itself, it feels. But here we are in Season 13. They have a partnership now with iLeague, and we're going to Belarus for the LAN final, apparently. It's going to be an awesome time right now. If you don't know where we are, well, I can help you out. We got the technologies here. Oh, I have some technologies, apparently. We're going to remove the technology in front. And I can give you an idea of where we are on the group stage. I know it's kind of ghetto fabulous bringing Team Liquid over, but I figure since I don't have the extra production value, I could just do it this way. And here you can see where we currently are in the tournament. We're going to be diving into stage number 2 right over here, and we're going to be in Group A. OG have already played 2 series. We saw those yesterday in their doubleheader. They were upset when they were taken down by Na'Vi, but they did get a bounce-back win against Alliance. Now they definitely need a good series showing here so that they can remain at the top of Group A. For Virtus.pro, well, this is their debut match. And let's look at their roster. My goodness, is that silent? It certainly is, yes. I woke up today to the same news that maybe you have heard recently or maybe you have not heard yet. Virtus.pro have a bit of a roster change. So Illidan is out. And Silent from Team Empire is in. Guys, I know I might not have too many stat people handy, but Silent has been on Empire forever. The guy has been on that team so long. Most of his huge record performances that he's had have been all a part of Empire, so it's pretty crazy to think that he has stepped away from Empire now and is going to be a part of the Virtus.pro squad. I can understand Illidan's a great guy, super nice guy, but maybe they just were not feeling the cohesion between him and his hero pool and where the meta's going. It's hard to say without Virtus.pro kind of disclosing it themselves. I think Illidan even put out a statement that can be checked out online, but I don't think we're going to be seeing as much of those core Vengeful Spirits, Drow Rangers, Agnums, Weavers anymore. I think that those days may be numbered a bit. So here they're going to be with a different core player in their very first match of Star Ladder, their very first match with this roster here. And you know, Virtus.pro have been kind of cursed with that 5th place finish for a while, and they're looking to make a bit of a bounce back here. So let's see if they can do it. They have a tough task here for their debut roster matchup. It's going to be OG. So let's talk about the draft itself. And by the way, if you didn't notice, it's going to be me alone today. I reached out to a couple of people, but we might be able to get some people on hand in the upcoming matches. But for now, you're just going to have to deal with me. AA, Visage, Viper, and Wind Ranger have all been banned out on the side of OG, while Wisp, Shadow Fiend, and Husk being banned out, and even the Meepo now. A lot of respect for OG and their kind of crafty drafts that they can pull out at times. But the respect towards Huskar, even without a Dazzle being grabbed up. Dazzle completely ignored, mind you, up to this point. So that's very interesting. I actually wouldn't mind seeing OG, Fly in particular, consider going for the Abaddon maybe here. It's been something that teams like eHome have reached for. And we even saw yesterday.
10 seconds remaining.
Who was it? Was it Na'Vi? It might have been Vega, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. It was Vega. Yesterday, Vega kind of took a page out of the eHome book, and there's going to be the Dazzle, and they played the Abaddon or Abaddon in this kind of position when you're going against a Slardar and a Bane. His shield is just so handy to remove all those debuffs. But for now, OG are going to go for a Winter Wyvern here, a crit classic. But it can also be a fly hero. Yeah. Specifically, that's probably going to be the case because it looks like with the early commitment to the Doom, and more often OG do run Moon on the Doom in his off lane. This means that Crit's going to be playing Tusk and Fly will play the Winter Wyvern. So no Fly Undying going to be happening here. They did have to change course a bit because they got the advantage of that first pick Doom. Now we look to Virtus.pro side. Dazzle and Slardar. We got a lot of blues and purples here. And we also got a lot of minus armor and plus armor synergy to work with. And to stack on top of it now, they get the Tiny. And this will be a core Tiny. No funny support Radiant side Tiny fishy business here. But instead just that classic mid lane Tiny. The a la carte Tiny. We've been seeing more and more of it. It's no longer a ridiculous thing to see it popped up without its Wisp partner anymore. I tell you what. And we look back to OG side now. We got to get a couple of cores here. We need our
10
8K MMR
seconds
hero, which they
remaining.
love to save for the end. And, well, now they can go for the
5
no-tail
seconds
grab.
remaining.
Ember Spirit's still in the pool as a possible option if they do want to
Reserve
consider it
time.
here. Might need someone elusive. Viper had already been taken out from the pool by the side of OG. Maybe they go Bristleback. He could help get the utility and the extra armor that would be necessary. Or Doom could also play the utility hero and just kind of make up for the lack of armor that's going to be missing when you're going against a Slardar and a Dazzle. They can get a Bristleback to help kite around the Tiny and thrive on the long-winded fights. But outside of that, No Tail's pool could still also be, let's say, well, I would say PL, but if he gets a PL here, they would have to maybe consider banning out the Ember Spirit last. Virtus.pro could still go for that Ember Spirit in the end. The only commitments to their Slardar off-lane supports and what looks like their mid-lane Tiny, they still have a safe lane pickup to work with, so Fly is thinking long and hard about this grab. I'm actually generally curious what the odds are going to be for this matchup. I hope people factored in the... This could be an upset, you know, Silent. Oh, they're going to go with the PL. Okay. I would imagine they're going to be saving the last ban for the Ember Spirit. Virtus.pro 32% to OG's 68%. I would say that's pretty fair. Maybe some people are kind of having second thoughts. They saw the
10
performance,
seconds
you know,
remaining.
against Na'Vi, where OG did lose that series, and they're like,
5 seconds
maybe
remaining.
OG are taking it easy a bit. That seems a bit peculiar, but they should still be favorites coming
Reserve
into this
time.
one. They're favorites, you know, over Virtus.pro at Frankfurt, and, well, here with their new roster, I guess it's safe to assume that possibly Virtus.pro could be working through a bit of a rusty period here. But it's group stage action. I think there's no better time than now. I'm curious what's going to happen with Empire. Wonder who they're going to get. And in other news, Synderen's got a team now, so that's wonderful to hear for him, and best of luck with them. Took away a lot of great casters, too. Fogged, happy for him, very happy for him on that team. I'm very curious about it. Plus, Era, nice guy. Virtus.pro taking a long time for their last ban here. Already well into the reserve time. Maybe they already know what they want to go for. But
10
this
seconds
last
remaining.
pickup of theirs is what I imagine being the silent hero.
5 seconds
We
remaining.
don't really know G to play a lot of Tiny in the mid lane too, so maybe he's trying something new as well.
Dire team ban.
You know, we know G for playing Shadow Fiend, and typically in a game like this, we would expect him to reach for something like the Queen of Pain next, but I guess obviously when you're going against a Doom and some serious lockdown potential and defensive potential, you don't want to be going
10
down the road of a
seconds
Queen of
remaining.
Pain. They ban out a Razor, which is a grab that we have seen Miracle
5
pick up
seconds
occasionally if in the necessary draft, but not going to be the option here. Could be
Reserve
very good.
time.
Slardar, Tiny both love to really get into the meat and potatoes of the fight, and that's easy sap damage for a Razor to deal with. Because I don't know, Razor... It's not really a dead giveaway as far as what Virtus.pro want to do, except that they want to not be rocked hard in the mid lane. Also notice that
Virtus.pro's
Lich was not
turn
an
to
option here for OG. They decided not to go for the Lich and went for the Wyvern instead. So I don't blame them for that. But, you know, used to be kind of hand in hand that people would go for the Lich with the Doom once they had that set up. They banned out the Gyrocopter, which is also pretty good at being able to clear out Phantom Lancer's problem. But I wonder if that means Virtus.pro could go for that Ember Spirit or not. I mean, I don't see why it could be a terrible pick. Well, I guess
10 seconds
against a
remaining.
Doom, it can be risky. And I suppose that's why OG were confident
5
to
seconds
pick up the
remaining.
Phantom Lancer in the first place. Already having the insurance policy of the Doom. But look at that. They go for the Ember Spirit
Dire team
anyways.
pick.
Yeah, Virtus.pro see it and they're like, you know, Ember's really good against PL. Maybe we'll put faith in Silent that he will not get shut down by this Doom. That's going to be a bit, you know, difficult. Ember Spirit, as we know, takes a little bit to come online. By the time he's coming online and ready to fight, Doom is going to be ready to fight.
10
So
seconds remaining.
if they ever cross paths, it's going to be tough, man. It's
5
going to be
seconds
freaking
remaining.
tough. Now, what do OG do? They see this, and they still have
Reserve
Miracle's
time.
hero. who's going to be going up against this Tiny, probably a Tiny plus Bane. This is going to be a real hard lane for Miracle. I understand now. And they're going to go with the Miracle Invoker. Oh, yeah, boy. I don't know why my inner white boy came out right there, but the Miracle Invoker. There it is. It's beautiful, ain't it? This is going to be something special. Here we go. A best of 3. Our 3rd series today. We have another series to follow this one. It's going to be Vega going against Team Secret. But right here and now, it's Team OG playing, I believe, their final series for their group stage run of Star Ladder. And if they do want to secure a top position here, they will definitely need to get a series win here and now. Currently sitting at the top of the group is going to be Na'Vi with their 1 series win. Actually, this might not be updated. Didn't they play today? Yeah, and they got the... Oh, they lost. That's right, to Alliance. They just lost to Alliance. So this group is kind of still up in the air, but a win here for OG would definitely put them in a better position for probably the upper bracket. They certainly need it, and obviously for Virtus.pro, they really want to have a good debut. And make sure Silent has a pretty good time, because I guess that can, that can matter as well. But here we begin. Early rotations already. Look at this. Lil first on the scene, drops the ward, gets the peek at Crit. If he saw what Crit's inventory was and sees it now, he could do the deduction and figure that he dropped a sentry somewhere. And he put the sentry right over here. I guess he anticipated that Dazzle was already on the way back and got there before him and was planting a very aggressive ward in the lane, but that's not the case. It doesn't matter though, because Crit's got a second sentry and another obs to work with here and now. I don't know. What do we think about this mid lane matchup, though? The Invoker going against what I imagine being G on his Tiny. Now, Miracle is very comfortable with Invoker. I'm not too sure how comfortable G is with Tiny. It's not something we've seen. Now, the guy's a veteran. He's been playing Dota for frickin' ever. You know, he's in Dota 1. And I'm sure he's got a pretty deep hero pool, and I'm sure there's been plenty of times he's had the opportunity to play Tiny in the mid lane, but we just haven't seen it from, him too recently. It's very different than what we would say, seeing a Secret play Tiny in the mid lane on Weehaw, or even OG. Looks like VP are going to assert their dominance in the bottom lane, and G is going to be picking up the first rune of the game. Miracle is going to grab the rune at the top. And we're going to have fisticuffs break out here. It'll look like an early dual lane setup to assure mid lane dominance. Even a try on one side here. Crit is really going to be on the move with this Tusk, it looks like, or at least shift position all the way up to the top lane. Insta takedown of the Sentry. Classic move there. Look at this. It's a 3-on-2. And FNG is like, ho, ho, ho. Going to have to pull on back. Meanwhile, G just trying to get focused on the early bits of CS. But already the Swarm goes out. G's going to step off, probably being the first one to take care of some of those stacks. While this is happening, Phobos recognizes that No-Tail does not have support nearby and is playing the lane a bit more aggressive right now. Really trying to take it to No-Tail while he can. Moon, though, will still have to deal with a dual lane in the meantime, but still not a problem at all for Doom. Unless it's a tri-lane, he is going to have no problem sitting in the lane, finding that XP, and building up some early CS. Miracle just trying to desperately creep in there and get something. He's only 1-1 CS. This is a very slow start for him. Look at the other side. G, 5 and frickin' 2. That base damage is just wonderful. But top lane Phobos under harassment now. Winter Wyvern. What a douche of a hero. I know, I play it a lot. You hit that Q button and suddenly you got all the range in the world to harass, and you can easily bring down any opposing offlaner to half of his life. Lil is going to conserve that second level. Doesn't want to, flush it right into Poison Touch here. It's a Doom after all. He pops that Scorched Earth and he's going to be out of there faster than he can blink. And with all the health regen you can ask for. Miracle trying to play catch up. 3-2 CS to Tiny's 8-2. What are we having up here? Phobos bringing it to No-Tail. Notices no supports nearby, and he's going to start smacking him on the back. Oh, but it's mid lane where the first blood is going to be. G is going to get it. It's on Miracle. The punishment continues. Looked like it didn't even cost him a toss. A simple, maybe misstep, but the avalanche is going to be there. Oh, Crit blocks him out from the rune. He's going to cut him off. He's got boots. He's got the speed. He's going to be sweeping in and taking it up for himself. Nicely done. Miracle makes his return to the mid lane and comes off the back of that unfortunate first blood for OG. And Phobos now could be in trouble. Crit using that invis rune is going to be sweeping it from behind. Does he block him from the front here? Waits out for the stun. Sweeps it now. Gets a brilliant shard block. And they will be able to clean him up. OG get themselves on the board. Game will be even 1-1. qualifier sitting in his stash right now for G. G trying to poke him out a bit, but are there stacks built up? There certainly are. Alright, Bane has been doing his thing, and he will continue to just be the mid lane support. Stepping in when necessary, helping getting a pickup if necessary, and making those stacks for G to farm up on the side. I see you, FNG. Trying to get that early heal bomb harassment here. But Doom is still doing fine. Well, he's got 5 CS. I guess it's not the best thing ever. Compared to Slardar, DkPhobos is at 6 and 2 CS. Level 3, that's where the advantage comes in for Moon right now. He's level 4.5, so he hasn't really been bullied out of the lane too much, and obviously was not taken down in the same sense that Phobos got caught out.
Illusion.
Oh, they want Moon now, and they might be able to get him. Look at this, Lil sweeping in. Catches out the heal, has the illusion. Moon's looking to run the other way, but chains are going to be there. Lil gets the last hit, and Moon will be dropped. I almost lightly jinxed him there. Just saying he was not one to be taken down, and there he goes. So indeed, the Quaswex Invoker is in store for us right now. Going against a hero like Tiny, who has very frail amounts of mana as it is. One easy Tornado EMP combo, and he's not going to be doing a whole lot. You could say that for a lot of his team, including the Slardar, even the Ember. It's that risk at not being able to get away.
You have been denied.
Alright, Bane's got this stack big. There's a big boy stack now. We'll see if G finds his way to going straight for the blink, or if he might have to step up for the drums early. Just casual bits of harassment, and whoa! Not going to be getting that CS. He still wants it, though. Get that CS! Oh, he gets cold snapped up, and he doesn't want to be eating too much extra damage here, and is going to have to run away. Oh, look who's coming in. Crit was coming in, but FNG put him to sleep. Crit is not going to be able to sweep in from behind. Eats a heal, eats a stun. Can he toss him back? He certainly can. And Crit is going to be one to go down. Oh! Beautiful organization right there quickly from VP. G scouting out that opportunity, gets the toss back, and Crit realizes that he just kind of walked down the wrong path. Had he turned and went the other way, things may have been different. Now a sleep setup on the Miracle. Puts him back by the tower. He's going to be eating the damage now. He's going to be forced to go into Ghost Walk to avoid further punishment. Crafty little setup. They see the courier possibly come in, but they don't have detection. They do not have detection between the two supports. Very sad stuff. But now he has a couple sentries. Just in case something like that happens again. Virtus.pro up 3-1 right now. The early part of this game. Winning though in last instance, still going to be no tail here at the top. 36-12 denies. They're going in on the Phobos though, and it looks like they're going to be able to get him. He dishes out the crush, but soon to follow is the support staff here of OG. They will get that kill. And Phobos will be going down right now. He's able to finish out his tranquils, it looks like, but still going to be a bit slow getting to his level 6. You compare that to Moon, and Moon is already level 6. Something Silent has to be thinking about now is the Doom. Anytime Moon is kind of showing dominance in the lane, he might have to be on watch and make sure there's not a crit nearby to set up some sort of easy gank. Crit's mid lane right now. Arctic burns up. Fly, get in there and poke him a bit. He's thinking about it. Oh, he's got crit now. Crit long range shard? Olympic shard? No. Thought about it, but Phobos got back quickly. Phobos does not have the vision in there, but he just knows that those supports are out and in the dark. And looks like Moon is even going to be stepping away from his off lane right now. Farming up a bit and scouting out opportunities to use the Doom. They finally commit, but quick TP is going to send them back the other way. That was Silence TP, so he doesn't commit for anything, and he'll continue to have free farm in this bottom lane as Moon has stepped out. Gotta say, pretty solid stuff right now. G, wow, he is flirting with death right now on that huge stack. Didn't even get to finish it, but he was at risk. Got 10 life. Oh, Phobos and Moon. Phobos and Moon. Gonna be crossing paths. Quick crush. Quick 180. Phobos is like, no thanks. So No-Tail continues to mirror that of Silent in the bottom lane. But I gotta say, that's for the better of Virtus.pro. Typically your Ember
Radiant's top tower
at
is
his
under
worst
attack.
when you really give him a lot of trouble in the early game, and he's not really been running into any trouble at all. But OG instead are going to opt to push. They get rid of this tier 1
Radiant's
top.
structures are fortified.
No-Tail can shift into doing some jungle farm. A support can
Radiant's
take
top
over the
tower
lane
is
and
under attack.
get their needed level 6, a certain fly, and definitely crit.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Bane doing a bit of that right now. He has mid lane farm right now to get to his level 6, get that feed script, while
Radiant's
G
top
continues
tower
to
is
work
under
into
attack.
those stacks. What's happening mid lane? They're making it go into Bane. Tornado EMP set up. They get Miracle to sleep, and now comes Lil and G. G is looking for the hustle and the toss. There it is. He goes up and down. The Magician's going to drop, and back at top lane, OG just continue to push on in. They want to take 2 towers on this go. It looks like they're going to be able to get it.
Radiant's
So,
top
though
tower
the
has fallen.
pick off in the mid lane
Dire's
is in
middle
favor for
tower
Virtus.pro
is
a
under
bit.
attack.
They continue to lose a bit of objectives, and if you look at the opposite side here, Silent has been able to do any work on the tier 1. But tries to get things started right now. But with that tower, you're going to see people like Crit being able to pick up some new shiny arcane boots. Fly's happy to just get some more wards. Pair of shoes. Yep, and this is when No-Tail's going to go ahead and head into the woods. And I'm going to do my jungle farm there. And it looks like, yeah, G is going right for the Blink Dagger. No drum business here. They're going to be turning it up now in the mid game. There's going to be that Blink Dagger. Let's see what he wants to do with it. Miracle, obviously, your standard Quas Wex kind of cold, snappy build-up. He's got the Urn, Phase. 48 and 18. Let's switch over to the net worth now. You can see G is at the top. Both No-Tail and Silent just nipping at his heels there. Second and third in net worth. Oh my, more stacks, my goodness. Alright, maybe if they see someone mid lane, they might. They're gonna smoke up now. They're gonna smoke up now. Casual Lil in mid lane, you know, nothing big, just kind of farming on his own. But Miracle is not having any of it. He is not having any of it, or at least maybe Fly is. Fly's probably telling him, you know, don't go in there. There's trouble nearby. And there it is. Blink, Avalanche, toss, not going to be enough. There's going to be the Cold Embrace, a zoning EMP, and Virtus.pro are going to have to back on up, but what they may not know is No-Tail's nearby, conveniently with an Invis rune. They're going to make their jump onto FNG, and, well, he's going to get help from the grave for now. Tornado keeps him up in the air, but ultimately, it looks like he could be going down. Stays alive a bit with the brain sap, but it's not going to matter. Bane is going to be one to drop, and now, OG. Oh, they lose their Moon. G, a hit and run for him. Blinks on in, gets the toss combo, but now he may lose his life. Trapped into a corner of shards, an EMP dropped right on his noggin. He's going to be taken down. Silent rotates in, but they got the Winter's Curse, and they use it. It catches both him and Phobos. Silent has to be dishing out a safety net to make it back and away just in case, but they've already made the move onto Phobos now. Phobos going to get caught up with a big tornado catch, a double kill now for Miracle, and OG said, we got a big win here. Let's take our winnings and let's get the hell out. They even the game up 5-5. take down, what was it? 4 all day? 3 if you count FNG's first life? Big fight for them. They recognized the situation well. They saw that supports were missing off the map. They didn't want Miracle to be kind of dangled out too far, but they eventually couldn't help themselves. They made their jump on the Miracle thinking he'd be alone, but Fly was there. And because he was able to get off that quick EMP, they could not commit to anything. And at that moment, OG recognized the opportunity, and well, they had the convenience of No Tail in that Invis rune. They were able to re-engage, and they come out with a big, big fight. Very nice. Back to the drawing board for G as he has to work through stacks, work through some buildable farm, and unfortunately the Blink Dagger for its debut was okay. Not the best thing ever. Remember, he did get that pick on the Moon, but that is not the optimal kind of ganking start you were hoping for. And Silent is going right boot to travel. Yeah, that farming mobility kind of build up. And I don't think we've been able to see a Fiend's Grip yet. I mean, it's not like FNG's been 6 for very long, but the opportunities are here now for Virtus.pro, and I think they need to be ones to take advantage of it. I don't know. We can match up the net worth right now between No Tail and Silent, and No Tail is just kind of a bit ahead here. And as he continues to get bigger, and even Moon continues to get a bit bigger, I don't know how much confidence I would have in the Ember versus PL matchup, though Ember does have the better matchup on paper. With the Doom in the back pocket for OG, I would feel like they still are going to be under a bit of pressure. So they're going to get this tier 1 down. This is the first tower takedown for Virtus.pro this game. Opens up opportunities maybe to plant some aggressive wards in the jungle and maintain control of the top of the map. Swing and a miss for G in the mid lane. Could not get the catch on the Miracle. He's got some fast feet. And he almost has a Yules. Yules is nice. It makes for an easy setup for your fancy tornado EMP meatball combos. It rids of your amp damage. It also can get rid of a flame guard on your Ember Spirit. It's very nice. G is quickly back up to nearly 1,600 gold, so anxious to see what he goes up for next. While Fly farming the bottom lane here. Tranquil Soul Ring all ready to go. But as you can see, it's OG in Virtus.pro's woods right now, taking up all that farm. Plus they got farm in the mid lane here. Miracle's taking all that. What are Virtus.pro doing? Well, we got 4 of them clunking around in the OG woods right now, hoping for an opportunity to present itself. But OG always seem to be kind of thinking one extra step ahead. They see, oh, there's one Silent very aggressively top lane. There's got to be trouble waiting behind him, so is there anyone behind G? Let's poke at him a bit and see if we can get some rotations out here. Well, rotations are going to be coming. And quickly, OG head out the other direction. Oh, FNG. His arms were raised up, but the spell did not get cast. Now they maybe can make a go on the top lane here. They saw the rotations to the bottom, and Phobos, he got very anxious there to try to get close enough to give crit and amp damage, and that is just not happening. Miracle is on the prowl. And that is now going to be something, you know, in the back of the mind of Virtus.pro. Now they head back towards the mid lane. They're going to make a push here on the tier 1. Will Virtus.pro respond? Lil is first on the scene, and he does not have a lot to offer. So tier 1 is going to get dropped here, and OG continue to press on in. And oh, look at that poor Lil, the first on the scene, is going to be the first dead. Gets caught out, a cheeky little no-tail. Somehow creeps himself into the battle again. And they get the kill. But of course, it's got to be Miracle. Mr. AK, who gets the last hit.
Middle tower is under attack.
And wouldn't you know it? A beautiful segue opportunity now for OG to move into the Roche Pit and pick themselves up in Aegis. Well, you know, it's Silent's first game now with Virtus.pro, but I can't help but feel like for his namesake, he's been a bit too silent up to this point, but can you really blame him? He's been very farm-driven. He knows that the weight of this late game is going to be resting on his shoulders as an Ember. I mean, to his credit, he's got some respectable farm. He's 4th in net worth, just behind G, his teammate. And really, it's not like OG are that far in ahead. The Roche will help, but he's still got to get the basics here. Get that Battle Fury together. They really want Miracle. Oh, toss him in. Fiend's Grip. Here we go, boys. Man, he's so quick. He's like Billy the Kid. Throws together that Ghost Walk before he can even see what the hell's happening. And Virtus.pro are not going to get their ganking opportunity. OG continue to play very team-centric uniform Dota. Virtus.pro are just, they have a new team and they're trying to make it work. Trying to figure out what's going to be working for them here. Is that a Midas? Who just picked up a Midas? Wait, am I blind? Did they not? Oh, it's still on the courier? Well, forget about it. Bottom lane is where their action's breaking out. They're going to make a throw-in jump onto Moon. Oh, it's Moon. Moon who got his Midas. Well, Moon's Midas is going to be off cooldown now. Couldn't even get... Put the poor thing to use. Good initiation there from Virtus.pro. They head the other way, and Moon, who had been farming out the bottom lane, is going to get caught out. Taken down. Oh, man. No Tail already has his Yasha, but he is very close already to his Diffusal, and then he is fight ready here. Will Silent be fight ready? He's got his Perseverance, but still got some work to do to even get that Battle Fury ready to go. Just feels like them, you know, Virtus.pro. God, I almost said Empire there just because I'm so used to Silent being on Empire. Virtus.pro are just going to have to accept the fact they're going to be losing their tier 2s and prepare for the ultimate high ground defense. I'm sure they were hoping to get a lot more done with this Blink Dagger Tiny, probably in that mid game. The opportunities were not really there. That could be to the credit of OG. But they're thinking about maybe top lane. A go on a DkPhobos. Help is on the way, dear, but is it going to be in time? No! Dazzle! Unable to get the Grave off. He gets caught into a tornado. And now they look for Crit. Crit, he will go down. It's a trade. Technically a support for an offlaner, so OG are happy with that. And they continue to just farm most of the map. Maybe occasionally they'll get caught out and feed over something small, but it's not like Crit is the king of net worth. They can afford to have a drop like that. They couldn't make it in time for the stack, but instead finds a fly, and ooh, FNG is gonna sap that one up. I'm sure they gotta figure that he has planted some ward somewhere. Oh, FNG. Oh, he was so close. He was just so close. He dropped the sentry there. And, well, the ward was dropped in the lane, and he drops one here. He does see it, but oh, as he goes back, No Tail's there, and oh god, put him to sleep. Well, they know the ward is there, but they can't get in there. OG still maintain proper control in the jungle, and look at this, G with an Invis rune. Toss back, woo! Right into a Fiend's Grip. Moon goes down again. Looks like he got his Midas off this time, though. That's nice. Oh. We've been sleeping on Miracle. We haven't checked base with him in a while, and look at that. Wouldn't you know it? He has nearly got an Orchid after his Yules. Can't sleep on the Invoker. Suddenly, he's highest net worth on OG. Uh-oh. Sidestep, chains are there, goes right for the Ghost Walk TP. They have the dust, they have the sleep, he's not going anywhere. There's the crush, and he goes down. Virtus.pro, very nice, quick to react. If that was my pub, that Invoker would have been long gone, but they were there, properly timed with the dust. Quick sleep, and they'll get the catch. Ah, and he was so close to finishing out that Orchid, too. Bottom lane, look at this. They're making a move onto Crit now. This has got to be 3 or 4 straight picks for Virtus.pro.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's nice. Uh-oh. No Tail's here. Nice sidestep of the Lance. And they swap to the other side. Okay. And even though they had just lost Crit and they don't have Miracle handy, they're still confident. And they will press this bottom lane. I guess they saw FNG in the top lane. No Tail. Careful, bro.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What was that? Did you guys hear that noise? Am I crazy?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think I'm going crazy. That was a sound. All right. Oh, Phobos crushes in, does not catch the right PL. And he will doppelganger away, or will he? G jumps in, gets a nice avalanche stun, but just not enough to break through.
Dire's
Bit too
top
tanky.
tower
Strength
has
treads
been
and everything
denied.
all swapped over. He's got 1,300 life and will withstand the combo. Miracle, suddenly top lane. Silent rotating in, but Bane couldn't get the catch. So he'll make it back and away, and it looks like he will have his Orchid nearly complete as he continues to farm up. But what's happening here? Mid lane, Fly moves in, catches the curse onto Phobos here. This one little Slardar's gonna be slaughtered.
Touch my treasure now.
What is Lil building? He's going Force Staff. A bit different. Normally we see maybe like a Glimmer Cape on either him or Bane, or maybe a Solar Crest, or at least a Medallion build up to a Solar Crest, but putting more value onto the Force Staff here. I guess that's just more assisted utility to help out Silent on his Ember Spirit, keep him alive. Maybe help out G in case he gets kited a bit. Or maybe just to help himself to get away from a chasing Doom, or even an Invoker Tornado that you're looking to sidestep. I just found that it's a bit of an interesting grab and off the beaten path for a Dazzle, but looks like he had to conform for a game like this. Look at this, Virtus.pro now smoked up. They got to get a good pick off here. Will they be able to get it? They get the catch on the crit. Quick stun, but he stalls out with the snowball as they pass on through. Fiend's Grip not happening. And now crit, gonna get crushed and stunned. The cleanup from Silent here, and OG possibly stuck in a bit of a rut. Moon's gonna be forced to go on the retreat, same with Fly, but look who sweeps in from behind. It's Miracle, looking to get the set up a grave. Keeps FNG alive, and he will retreat. Lil, though, not gonna be so lucky. Gets swarmed on by No Tail. Miracle gonna get the finishing blow. Long Spirit Lance is going to be destroyed in a bit. And G looks to re-engage. Can't get the finish on the Fly. Going to be kept alive with his own Cold Embrace. And G is going to be going down instead. No Tail with the killing spree. Helps clean up 2 from Virtus.pro. Looked like a very promising start for them, but things seem to crumple apart. And even the re-engagement there from G, not up to snuff. And Miracle finds himself another opportunity. He just dashes right to mid lane and sees Phobos. Cold Snap set up, and Phobos has nowhere to run. Forces out a crush, but the Penguin gonna be thrown in from crit. And they get the kill. That is 3 down all day from Virtus.pro. Game now even 12-12, but oh boy. Oh, Silent versus PL, and this is what I'm talking about. It may have been too late for him. The PL is winning. And Silent will go down. A solo pickoff there for No Tail. He might just be a little further ahead here, and Ember just may have a little too much to worry about. Oh, gee, they just don't stop. Now they sweep up and in. A dust is going to be popped from Lil, but it's not going to help out FNG. Gives him the grave. G could engage, but they're all very full. It might not be worth it. Gets the combo off, but it's not going to be enough to finish anyone off, and they are going to be losing their Bane. They are going to be losing their Dazzle, and G seems to be next on the list. He goes crumbling down. It's a slaughter across the field. They lose 5 easily. OG lose no one. They're about to take a tier 2. Could be the game before you know it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, I don't think that was the fight, but ever since their good trade in their woods, they went on the prow and they found Virtus.pro. Caught out 2 different times, and
Radiant's middle tower
now it's
is
just
under
Silent
attack.
here. But look at this, OG just splitting it up. Equal push on both mid and top lane here, but they recognize that the death timer is a bit too low. They're not going to be able to do a whole lot of significant damage inside the base, but look at the work they already did here. This tier 3 down to a third of its life. Tier 2 was dropped. Roche is up. They're probably going to take that. And this is a hard time for Virtus.pro. They could be on life support soon here. Going for what looks like a possible YOLO play. They already start heading towards the Roche pit. They anticipate OG's going to be there, but OG baiting the Roche pit. Are you for real? Crit catches. Miracle sweeps in from behind, and FNG is going to be going down. Tusk is a cool hero and all, but, I mean, for God's sakes, the range. Easily just... I think that was in the dark. He just gets a brief glimpse of Bane and says, got him. Oh no, G running. He'll make it away. Nobody's safe. Uh-oh. Oh, the rare and endangered Miracle on the prowl. He's on hunt. He sees Silent here. Is he going to go for it? Double Remnant for it. Triple Remnant, but this one will be silenced up. The Orchid's there, and Crit shows up. They get the uppercut. They get the kill. Re-engagement now from Phobos. We'll get the crush here on the Crit. Looks like the trade will come at the cost of Crit's life, but a worthy trade at that, taking down the Ember Spirit. And Miracle is... he's out of here. Walks over a sentry. Oh, wow, what the catch from Phobos. Follow-up dust. He does manage, though, to get off a nice tornado, and quickly they just turn it right back around once more. They get the Doom off on the Dazzle. They're going to go for Phobos here, and how dare you mess with our AK MMR player. How dare you. Look at this, though. G moves back in, goes for No Tail, gets a Doppelganger off, will be able to sidestep it. Now he runs into trouble. They can't seem to get the finish they want. FNG going to be going down here. Bane going to be dropped. This is... how many times this game have we seen poor Virtus.pro make a committed jump in, hoping to get a quick finish, and OG weasel their way out, and then make some sort of impressive turnaround. You know, in this fight, they have a Doom ready to go. In that fight, they'll have their Tornado EMP. The next fight after that, they'll have a Winter's Curse. The way they're able to all recognize what is necessary to get the job done is very impressive here from OG. They could, you know, like we see from many teams, just spaz out 3 ultimates at once just to ensure a quick pickoff opportunity, but they always seem to kind of know what is necessary and be able to reserve that big spell for maybe the next possible fight that's going to break out, and those fights have been breaking out. And look at this, top lane Silence in trouble. Miracle's just chasing him down like, get over here. Oh, able to remnant away, but barely. Here comes Phobos, though. Oh, he's not able to. He wanted to get the crush off, then the amp damage, but Miracle just too fast for you. Look at that. Oh, they see him with the feats. Miracle, a bit too cocky here, this one, but he's got the Yules. He's able to sidestep the Avalanche, and he's still going to be good. Gold Embrace is going to be there from Fly. Eats up the toss damage. Meanwhile, they're making the go into DkPhobos. Wow, gets saved up from a very nice grave. That is going to be Miracle's Aegis now. Phobos needs to hide to a corner and just kind of stay away from a bit of trouble, but there's the Fiend's Grip going on to Miracle here. They can't stop FNG. They jump in with a good Avalanche combo, and they might be able to take him down. That snowball save from Crit, though. Keeps him alive and well. Look at Miracle get the hell out of there. Crit a lifesaver on that one, but it looks like they could be losing their own life. VP still holding pretty damn strong here. They got Silent back in action. No Tail, though, also doing work. Gets a double kill here. There's going to be G going down. Miracle, who's still alive and well, re-engaging, and that might be the ticket. He gets a double, now unstoppable, and it looks like they're going to be able to take out all of Virtus.pro. It is a bloodbath. They lose 9 players all day. Miracle, the lone survivor. It cost him his Aegis, but what a hell of a save from Crit there. You kidding me? Now, there was just way too much to really kind of reflect what the hell actually happened there. Miracle now picking up an Agnum Scepter, but I noticed Fly didn't even get to use his Winter's Curse unless it happened to be on cooldown up to that second. He was not able to dish it out.
Well-gotten gains.
But that should have gone a lot worse for OG. And it didn't. And with that, they're able to still maintain strong control of this game. 14K net worth. And XP. I thought I was looking at the wrong chart. These are identical charts right now. Oh, Miracle, man.
Regeneration.
He knows the limitations here of his hero. Double Force Blink Crush onto Crit. The chase is real. G looking to follow up, but gets caught into a tornado right away, and then a secondary tornado from the Yules. The guy cannot catch a break. Now gets caught up into Winter's Curse. G's been here for 5 minutes and hasn't been able to cast a frickin' spell. Well, it doesn't matter. They are going to be able to get crit down. It's going to cost their Bane, though, a 1-for-1 trade at this point. Gem goes down. Was it picked up from Lil? It was. So still a gem split apart from each side. You know, but this isn't even costing OG their full force. Moon's been off farming elsewhere. No Tail's been off farming. VP have been kind of moving as a 5-man unit, trying to get these little pickoffs, and this is just Miracle having fun.
Tower is under attack.
I think he's just having a good time right now. Uh-oh. Nearby G. Oh, but Miracle has something else. He sees a silent, and he's like, I've been messing with this guy all game, and I will continue to do so. Ha ha ha! Orchid for you, fool! Come here. Ha ha! Cold snap. Oh, I can't get him this time. Woo! Quick tornado, and I am gone. Look at that guy. He actually got the frickin' kill. Miracle, are you kidding me? This guy is a real pain in the ass to Virtus.pro right now. Unbelievable showing as always on his Invoker. Just ridiculous.
Tower is under attack.
One hell of a test here. Silent, welcome to the team. Welcome to Virtus.pro. Our first match is against OG. And by the way, we really need you farmed up in this game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gotta remember though, this is a best of 3, so even if this first game was to go in favor of OG, it's a chance for Virtus.pro to bring it back in games 2 and 3 and still walk out with their first Star Ladder match.
Radiant's bottom tower
with a good chunk
is
of
under
points.
attack.
But OG now coming in, looking to close the curtain on game number 1. They get a tier 2 tower, and they said, that's good enough. I'm full. I don't need any more. And they're going to step back and away. Continue to play the economy game, if you will, and just kind of, you know, out-farm. Starve out Virtus.pro, who, as you can see, are forced kind of like, you know, we'll let G take some farm here, we'll let Silent take some farm there, and we'll just kind of wait behind them in case OG get a bit greedy. And we'll try to punish them. Ain't gonna be easy, though, that's for sure. What's Moon building up here? He's got a plate mail. I assume that's gonna be an AC. That would certainly help his team. We mentioned it in the draft. Someone has got to go that utility build and help out against this amp damage and dazzle weave, and looks like Moon is gonna be the one to do it. Still has some time to go, but look at this fun little pickup here. There's a dazzle with a basher. A basher! What's happening here? Mid lane, looking to engage that mobility. My goodness! Force, blink, jump. Both Phobos and G coming from the rafters and get their kill on to crit. They are able to sidestep the EMP. Backlash trying to come out from Miracle, but they're going to be fine. 14-3. I couldn't help myself. I had to see. He's got a Lincoln's now. Really doesn't want to get caught by, I suppose, a Fiend's Grip / Sleep. Still playing to get rid of that Lincoln's, but oh well. Top lane, G up in arms right now with no tail. He's going to get doomed up. I know as this happens, bottom lane's Miracle creeping in, but it looks like he's not going to pull the trigger. G on the run. Here comes Silent. TP's in, gets the help from Phobos. Fiend's Grip going to be on no tail. A Curse is going to have to cancel it there from Fly. Now the Fly being a bit split apart. Crush not going to catch here on the no-tail. Continues his chase, puts the Purge out onto Phobos. Phobos gets help from the grave. FNG, though, will be the first casualty here for Virtus.pro. While this is happening, Miracle pushing in this bottom lane, doing some serious work under the tier 3. So this is just OG getting a Bane pick off, shoving G right back into his home, and Miracle getting some serious split happening here. Juggling around 2 Virtus.pro members.
Middle tower is under attack.
Still able to walk away. He's almost level 25. He's going to have that crazy-ass shockwave here.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Already Virtus.pro find themselves back against the wall. High ground defense. Oh, it's a Shiva's. How nice. No Roche yet. Still about another minute. It's a really low timer, though. Man. Well, that's wonderful for OG. Not so good for Virtus.pro. And everyone's just kind of grossly farmed up at this point. G is trying his best to be a destructive force. And as you can see, Silent needs to take defensive measures here. Not an item we always see on your Ember Spirit, but when necessary, he has to get the Manta. Cannot deal with the Orchid. I don't know. Maybe you almost consider a BKB. Just might be needed here. Help with the Diffusal. Help with, obviously, the Invoker. And it looks like he's going to go straight for the Abyssal Blade now. On No Tail. I mean, OG just know they're in firm control. It's well over 20k as far as net worth goes. Same with the XP. Waiting to get those next couple items online and ready. Wait for the Roche to come up, which it is now. They can move in, get this Aegis, and hope for an easy closeout to game number 1. Virtus.pro, we look to them. What are they going to do now? Do they sit back and kind of wait for the inevitable push to come after the Aegis? Do they get down there and contest it? It was a very fast timer. Probably a bit quicker than they themselves even anticipated. There it is. It goes down. No Tail's going to be picking that one up. Crit will step up and grab the Gouda. Now Virtus.pro push out the lanes as quick as they can and get ready to high ground defend because OG's coming to town. They're coming to town, boy. Looks like they want to add pressure both mid and bottom lane. They know top is already a bit too far back. So let's look over Virtus.pro and what they have for a high ground defense. Jump and crush from DkPhobos, a preemptive weave. Sleight of fist to try to slow everything down. Bane will try his damnedest to set up an optimal Fiends group without it getting canceled, but that ain't going to be easy. You got Yules and Tornadoes and Winter's Curse. Shadowblade Doom with a level. Death. This is it. The only one not present is going to be Moon, but Moon does have boots of travel, and OG will continue to creep in. Man, Tornado maxed up just really goes like 140 yards or something like that. Look at that thing fly. Harassed all the way back and behind the racks from up here on the hill. Now the illusions start paddling in their way into the base. OG begin to creep in. Zoning EMP, FNG gets hit by it. Oh, losing an unfortunate chunk of mana. Jump in Abyssal. They're looking to go for the Dazzle here. G re-engages himself, trying to get a hold of Miracle. Miracle goes down. What a catch from VP there. Fiend's Grip, turn around onto No Tail, and they get 2 down. Fly's waiting, though. He's got the curse ready to go. That's going to be the Doom. They're going to stop G in his tracks, and No Tail now will step in, and they're going to be able to take care of this one. It looks like without Miracle, Big Winter's Curse flying out from Fly. And Phobos and company going to be all retreating back into the base. Tier 3 is down. Do they press on for the racks here or just kind of get the hell out? And it looks like it's going to be the latter now with no Aegis, no Miracle. They don't want to risk it. Virtus.pro trying to head off and ahead to see if they can get a catch here. I was going to say not likely, but then again, it's a sprinting Slardar. Force and Blink. Right now. Wow, he somehow gets all the way in there, catches up with Crit, but has he gone too far? This team's here now. There's going to be the toss combo. Crit tries to slow them down, but that was a long-winded chase. Props to DkPhobos for getting the catch up there. This will stall out the game a bit more in hopes that Virtus.pro can pull it back. This reminds me of the first series I was casting at the Frankfurt Major. What was it? It was a newbie going against Virtus.pro. And it was newbie who were holding out with the, I want to say, yeah, with a How Ember Spirit. Long game. It was 80 minutes at that point. Here's G jumping in. That Craggy, though. BKB. Bops out No Tail. Enfeebled and slept up. Phobos is going to be there. They're going to get the kill. Lancer down. Lancer down. OG. Looking to turn and run. Moon not going to be able to make it away. They got the toss there for him. Oh, look at the supports in a bit of trouble. Miracle tries to set them up with a meatball, but they're able to sidestep and make it away. Silent going to be stuck without mana. Ah, Miracle tries to go into the Ghost Walk, but they got the vision there. Pops his Lincolns. There's going to be the Yules. Fiend's Grip online. Crit. Back now. Not able to save him. Disaster for OG.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And now Virtus.pro
Radiant's top
breaking through for their own tier 2 tower. Now they are getting pushed in a bit in this top lane. The tier 3 is now down. Silent will take care of it, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
as you can see, since the 10-minute mark, this has been the most promising thing for Virtus.pro this game. And look at that, they're able to force out 2 quick buybacks, and OG want to get a catch. Oh, they're not going to get it, though. Virtus.pro for them, job well done. Job well done. Forced out 2 hefty buybacks right there. They're not punished for it. And my oh my, Silent and his Ember Spirit, they're getting a bit big. Getting a bit big here. He's got the Battle Fury, as we already mentioned, the Manta, but now is able to work into the crit. And wouldn't you know it, it's a Daedalus now. This boy, he's going to be hitting hard. Real hard. As you can see, things slipping down a bit. Moon's been catching up on his farm. He's second for his team as far as net worth goes, with the help of that Midas. Look at that, he's got a frickin' Silver Edge. What is it? Removing Craggy? Remove the Ember Spirit Flame Guard, I guess? Or just a Craggy. Uh-oh. Fly. Sitting up on the high ground. He is getting absolutely manhandled here. Long Tornado will cancel the Fiend's Grip, but the damage had already been done. And now look at this. Virtus.pro looking to head out. OG still want to engage. They miss a couple of spells here, but they still want to fight. Moon moves right in. Choke point here is Miracle. Drops down the mighty meatball now, and Phobos, though, is the one pressured out. A buyback is going to be forced from Fly. Lil, swarm there from No Tail. Can't make it back away. Silent just trying to get off Sleight of Fist here. Gets a big one off. Crit eats the cheese. Will stay alive and well. Miracle trying to make it back away. Hides into a corner behind the creeps. Look at his sidestep here. Oh, there it is, though. He gets the catch. A big Sleight of Fist on that one. What a curse from Fly, though. Gets the finishing blow, helping to take out the mighty Silent. But here comes G now with the Whomping Willow. They see Crit. He smacks him down on the back end. Buybacks coming out from Silent. They know that this is their moment. They already took out Miracle with no buyback. If they could get No Tail, it'd be so much bigger, but they're not going to be able to get the catch right there. Oh, Roche is not up. They're frantically checking it, but it hasn't even been the 8 minutes yet, so they're eager to make this work. They have 70 seconds, they know, with no Miracle Invoker. What they may or may not know is Moon and Crit are also up for 30. Oh, was it worth it? Game's getting a bit tight here. What was once a 25k net worth advantage for OG is now only 10k to their advantage. XP, about the same. And they've only been able to close out a couple of tier 3 towers. No Rax damage has really been done. And this Silent Ember Spirit is starting to hit a bit harder and harder. Now, he was hit hard in the economy, as he did have to force out a buyback there and was not able to really do a lot with it, but his farm continues. He gets a... I don't know, what do we look to get here next, gang, on our Silent Ember Spirit? Secondary Daedalus. MKB doesn't seem to really be necessary. You don't have a lot of evasion to have to work with. Are they really in Rapier territory? We'll see. And G as well. Can't forget about G. He's got his AC already done. Manta. This guy hits hard. And if he's able to come off on the back alive after a big fight and get himself inside the OG base, this game could be quickly over. Ooh, Lotus or pickup here for Lil. I like it. You can remove Cold Snap. Remove, I believe you can remove the Purge from Diffusal. But obviously you also have the chance to Echo Shell back. A lot of big things.
Shadow Wave!
Mere coin.
I always chuckle though when you get an Echo Shell against a Tusk, because you do have that chance to kind of screw yourself over. Tusk sees like Dazzle or someone with a Lotus Orb on them, he could snowball them into his own team. That would be pretty funny to see. Uh-oh. Virtus.pro. They recognize these are illusions. They're hoping for an opportunity here. They look like they're going to be going to the side shop where they will run into trouble. Smoke has been popped. And they're creeping forward here. OG quickly spread like cockroaches to make it away from trouble. Phobos, they pop the dust. They're going to see Miracle, and they get the quick pop. He will lose his Lincolns with the amp damage. They got the toss combo with the Cold Embrace. It's going to be there from Fly, and now they look back the other way. Winter's Curse going to be on the FNG. Not very effective damage. No Tail gets the Abyssal on the DkPhobos, looking to bring him down. Silent, serious crit damage work. Miracle brought very low, forced to turn back and away. Cold Embrace to keep Moon alive and well. G will sidestep and kind of reposition himself. Back with Silent here. OG on the move. They committed with a dive. Crit. Going to help avoid the stun with the help of the snowball there. And G is going to get isolated between the three. He's going to be taken down. And Virtus.pro on the retreat. Silent is already gone. And OG are going to be taking this fight, which means they will also be taking an Aegis. A huge run back their way. After what was turning into a bit of a scary game for them. That helps reassure things a bit more for them. They will now be able to pick up this extra life. G is down. G does have a buyback.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Well, there's a butterfly, so if Silent was not considering an MKB before, and he's not feeling like going all in with a rapier, then he might need to get an MKB. All right, game one turning into a bit of a doozy here as we're getting closer to the 1 hour mark in this matchup. OG giving it another run now. Tier 3 already very low. They would love to get the center racks and do the first real base damage from the low ground. Miracle gets the easy siege.
Middle tower has fallen.
Steps in, the Sleight of Fist start coming out, but he's waiting and prepared with the Yule's EMP. He bounces once and twice, still going to be losing his mana.
Are fortified.
Now the pressure is on. While they do that, No Tail split pushing towards the top lane with his PL. But it looks like they're going to get the racks damage in the mid lane. The first racks to drop, the melee wanted that.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
OG are just kind of happy to step back and away here. They'll plant down their own couple of wards and maybe see if Virtus.pro are feeling confident enough to walk out from the base. But there it is, your first real base damage. That's now swinging back towards the way of OG. Big money for taking down those racks. I don't know. Is it going to be rapier time? It might have to be. Might have to be. I don't know if he'll be able to farm one up. He's going to try for it, though. He's going to try. Oh, as he tries, they ping him out. Uh-oh. OG on the move. Silent, get what you need and get out. Get what you need and get the hell out. Trouble is coming. Get out. Get what you need and go. Slight and get out. Okay. Well, hey, force some space there. OG had to run all the way to the top lane. And they're still kind of searching around for him. You know, and he has to do those little kind of side missions to get that bit of farm. And what did he get from it? He got about 700, so it's not too terrible. Obviously, would love to be doing a lot more, but this is the kind of game he's kind of stuck in at the moment. And this mid lane's not bringing as much farm as it used to now with this racks down, so it's a bit of a bummer for him. Great for OG, though. Wow, look at this. Fly. Nearly 4K gold on him. I wonder if he's going to go straight refresher.
They will not
My goodness,
see
that'd be
what
dirty.
hit them.
Oh, I suppose since Shiva's was put together here for Moon, that Miracle is going to get an AC. Still obviously wants to reserve the money for the buyback. And No Tail is also bringing in a serious wealth of farm for himself. He's pretty much 6 slotted,
Radiant's courier
with the
has
exception
been
of...
killed.
Okay, that courier just... That was a Demon Edge. Oh no. That was a Demon Edge for Silent. I don't know if it was a Demon Edge for an MKB or for a Rapier, but it is now going to be with the deceased. I don't know what they were doing. I guess they were trying to go to this side shop instead, but No Tail sees it and easily takes it out. That's no bueno. OG might be ready to give this another go. Let's see if they can do it now. Miracle going to be creeping in first. Lands a tornado. Gets crushed. Lincoln's is going to be popped, and he gets tossed over to his own Forge Spirit. No real damage, though.
Radiant's bottom
Still has his
barracks are under
Aegis.
attack.
Getting slept up, slowed down. Looks like this range Rax is going to be going down, though. One more right click. We'll finish it. And bottom lane, though, is where No Tail's looking to do his work. It's the Abyssal Blade on DkPhobos. Grave is going to be there to help him out, plus a Force. He's trying to make it back and away from all these pesky illusions, but they continue their chase. There's a big curse. It's going to be able to finish off Bane. They do lose Phobos in the fountain. He's out, no buyback, and this could be the end of Virtus.pro. G rolls on through and goes right into a Doom, and he cannot make it away. That basher work from PL forces him to pretty much do a pop and lock dance, and he cannot get out. That is going to be game. Bit of a long-winded one, but OG have done it. They have secured game 1 of this best of 3. Got to applaud the effort for Virtus.pro. We got to remember it's Silent's first game with Virtus.pro. They held out as best as they could. They took a couple of fights, but it just was not going to be enough. And even with the PL going against an Ember Spirit, just did not matter. And Miracle continues to have a miracle kind of a game here. 16-6 on his Invoker. Very, very impressive stuff. So with that said, we'll cut to a small break, and I might be able to get a co-caster here for our next setup, so you won't be stuck with me alone. But it was a pleasure bringing you the cast right now. This is KotlGuy, and, well, stay tuned for more Star Ladder Season 13 action.
Time.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Star Series 13 action. That's right, we're in Season frickin' 13 of Star Ladder, and they've teamed up with iLeague here. And it is OG going against Virtus.pro. We're in Day 2 of Stage 2 action, and this is Game 2 of Best of 3. I hope I'm not confusing everyone with all the crazy numbers, but KotlGuy here, and I'm not going to be going at it solo. I got a new buddy in crime who's going to be joining me, co-casting. I got the mighty Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, first I want to ask, how are you doing today? And second, I want to know your opinion on people who pronounce LAN, L-A-N, because that just throws me
10
off.
seconds remaining.
For the answer to the first, I'm doing quite well. You know, it's unfortunate that I missed the first game by like 5-10 minutes, but I had one of those,
Virtus.pro's
10-hour
turn to
sleeps
pick.
last night, and that was a really, really good feeling. But for the second question, LAN, LAN, CDEC, CDEC, there are people, you know. People are people. People do people things, you know. Let 'em be.
I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. That guy got his money. That's all we know. Who did the voiceover work, that's for sure. But did you get to catch much of game number 1? You know, Virtus.pro, we already know this is Silent's debut on their roster, who had been with Empire for what feels like forever. But now he's like, you know, Illidan, we've had enough of your core vengeful spirit and mighty Ags Veno, maybe even your crazy silencer, and we're going to go with Silent here. I want to know what you think about Silent
10
joining
seconds
the
remaining.
Virtus.pro roster now, and maybe if you got to catch much of their game 1 performance, how they
5
looked
seconds
with their
remaining.
debut.
To be frank about it, Cottleman, I was really surprised at the news. Of course, I caught it during game one when I saw it on Reddit with Illidan's release statement kind of thing. And I really thought VP was like the CIS scene's definition of the five guys banding together type of thing, like CDEC style.
Yeah.
And again, it just hit me with a surprise because, you know, anytime I talk to those boys in the form of just indirect conversations or directly, they would always say like, oh yeah, Illidan, you know, that guy, he single-handedly carries some of their games. And of course, in the past, I never really saw it that way, but I could see how they could as friends and teammates and all these things. So yeah, the news kind of shocked me, and you know, one game was too early to tell. Of course, I think he had a pretty good last game. It's unfortunate that they lost to OG. No shame in that, of course. But yeah, we'll see how game 2 goes here.
Yeah, I mean they saw the PL come out from that 4th to 5th pick for OG, and I guess it was just too tempting to try to go for the Ember Spirit. It was a lot on the shoulders, it felt like, for Silent that game. Plus, we got to see G play Tiny in the mid lane, which is not something that really stands out to me as a G hero right away. We know him more for, of course, his crazy Shadow Fiends, Queen of Pains, and stuff. We'll have to see if he continues to try to flex his hero pool a bit more, or if he's gonna, you know, go back to what seems to work here. For now, though, let's break down the draft a bit. The early bans for OG is getting rid of the Shadow Fiend, and they themselves banning the Wisp. I guess they recognize that Virtus.pro will play a Wisp from time to time, and they're going to use their first set of picks here to get the Tusk and a Doom, which still creeps through. Again, second time straight, OG are going to be playing the Doom here, Claire. And Virtus.pro, their response for the Doom early is getting up the AA. So, all right, a reasonable head start.
Reserve time.
Yeah, I mean, it's for a support pick. It's only the first, but something that sets up a Doom kill relatively easily, because right now the problem with Doom is, you know, it's very, very hard to deal with the Scorched Earth regen, especially when he wants to fight early. And of course, again, I caught the tail end of the last game, and it didn't seem like Doom had the major impact as much as you mentioned, the PL getting overfarmed against the Ember as well as the Tiny. Not a scenario you see every day, but Doom certainly helping, adding to that flavor with the Doom ability, being able to knock out heroes. And I guess they thought that this is the hero they could fight up against, and they really want to opt out against the Winter Wyvern and Undying. Of course, reasonable choices against OG as well. They're very lane-centric, very good with the defensive supports. And Dazzle, Wyvern, Undying, all these heroes you always have to watch out for when they want to first pick it or not, along with the Tusk, actually.
Yeah, I agree with you. I will... just as a side note, it does sound like a little bit of the static monster is coming into your microphone, so I don't know if it's something you can just kind of handily check on the side. But while you do so, I certainly agree with you. You know, it's one of those things, a lot of these teams love to get a head start, and especially formulating a huge team fight where it can seem almost too wombo combo-ish, but how many games have we seen where if they're able to kind of pull that ridiculous dance off, and next thing you know, the graph spikes back the other direction, and they're just kind of in full control here. So I'm curious to see where Virtus.pro are going to be taking it in response to this Doom. Not get, you know, last time it felt like Moon was able to kind of do as he pleases, and he almost put together almost a pub-style build, building up even that Silver Edge there at the back end. Ancient Operations is a step in the right direction, helping with this crazy Scorched Earth and Sustain. But I'm curious if they're going to be able to take it a step further. But yeah, they get a Darkseer now, which is a hero that used to be pretty much first pick contention, but has wavered a bit since then. I wouldn't mind seeing them pull out maybe what could have been a classic or just something they occasionally run. Maybe what do you think about maybe a Spirit Breaker as like their number 2 support? You get the benefit of that Ion Shell, and maybe adding extra pressure onto Miracle in the mid lane with whatever he decides to go for. I don't know what you think.
I think Spirit Breaker would have actually been a good option, entirely because they banned the Gyrocopter, and Gyro's like one of the best safe lane carries right now that can deal with that dual lane aggression coming out of Darkseer +1 in the form of Spirit Breaker or Tusk or whatever their hero Undying. It just fights them with the Rocket Barrage, and I think with their ban they definitely had that in mind, and OG I think recognized the same thing and said, hey, you want to go aggro against us, we're not going to give you the option, and take out the Spirit Breaker right away. So I think smart counterbans and a little bit of mind play between both teams coming out so far. But I definitely won't put it past them to figure out something else with the Darkseer, because as you said, man, the pick's been wavering. Its impact in the offlane as a solo offlaner is slowly diminishing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sorry, Claire, do you mind if we try switching over to Skype right now? It could be a thing with TeamSpeak. Do you think that's going to be okay? I have you right here. I can actually call you at the
that's fine. Is it just my end overall? I thought it was just Dota TV.
I think it's your end. Just hearing a bit of like builds up slowly. It's like it sounds like you're just being swallowed whole by it. Like I'm like, oh god, I hear this valuable Dota information coming out from your mouth, but this monster is just like creeping up on your shoulder, just like. So let's go ahead and switch over to switch over to Skype and see if it works. No problem, man. I'm gonna put the mute on here. Give everybody a call on the other system and hope that sounds better. Sorry guys about that. Oh, call failed. Let's give that another ring-a-ding.
Reserve time.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
That sounds a bit better.
I can hear you.
All right, all right. Let's just hope that it kind of works from here on out. It does sound a bit better though, so we'll hope that everything works there. Sorry about there it is again. Let's just see if it makes its way into a good spot. But all right, now moving in. Luckily, the teams have been a bit patient with us here, and now they finally decide to ban out what looks like the Tiny from the side of OG. Quickly followed up with a good, solid Dazzle grab, and we just made our way through Phase 2 Claire, and no Huskar has been banned. I wonder if that's something Virtus.pro could be, you know, a bit touchy about here. Is it possible we could see a Huskar pop up for OG?
I mean, with the Dazzle pick, it's always within the realm of possibility, I feel.
They have that AA though. Oh, I didn't even think.
Yeah, that's the thing. AA, while it's not like the, you know, I guess whenever you see Huskar, I guess a lot of people immediately think about the Ancient Apparition. You know, it's a simple counter. If you hit the ultimate, most of the time the Huskar dies in the duration of. But you have a Dazzle in the play, and of course that usually mitigates the AA's effect to an extent until he gets Aghanim Scepter. But the idea of the Huskar is usually you want to close out the game with the snowball potential. And VP with that third pick, Disruptor, another hero that doesn't actually do anything against Huskar. It's a lot of magic damage coming out of their lineup, and a lot of necessary coordination. So a lot of wombo combo potential, but at the same time, a degree of difficulty of execution coming along with that. So we'll see.
Yeah, it also, does feel like it's like the one and done kind of a thing. Like if the execution isn't there, and next thing you know, you got a Static Storm for nobody and a vacuum that was already wasted, then you are stuck into a bit of a rut here. OG, oh, we've seen this story before. The fourth pick PL coming out again. Virtus.pro could see this and again be like, oh, I would love to go for the Ember Spirit here. We even have a Darkseer on our team. That's lovely. But again, there's that Doom on the other side. What do you think, Claire? Is it something you risk again, or do they say, oh, Silent, we'll give you something a bit different this time?
Honestly, I feel like Ember's I think if Ember can get to the late game stage this game, it's quite strong. But it's another hero that they add to the pool where if they don't play it really well or snowball with, they're going to be disadvantaged. Because as you said, there is the Doom in the play, and of course Wraith King is actually the choice. Not the pick I was expecting, especially against Phantom Lancer, because with the Diffusal Blade, Wraith King just melts most of the time. But it is good against Doom.
Yes.
But Ember, I think, was a pretty good possibility. I mean, we know what Ember does to a PL. Of course, we didn't get to see it last game in the same form, but generally speaking, it is a nice counter.
Can't hate on a Wraith King too much, though. This is a silent classic. He used to put this into his repertoire along with, of course, his mighty Gyro before even the Gyro Wraith King became a thing. And it's something we also see teams like Secret even pull out when they're like facing a crazy Doom. And we'll have to see if it's going to be the case for him. I'm curious, what do you think about like do you think like that slasher buildup is like the way you do a Wraith King? I believe it's typically like what you get something like a Blade Mail, so you get the extra mana. Of course, you get attack damage, and then you go for the Mighty Radiance, and maybe after that you consider a Refresher. Is that like the practical buildup for Wraith King, or do you still think it's something that's a bit more situational depending on the game at hand?
I think Wraith King is definitely one of those situational heroes. From my knowledge, I think Silent does play that traditional Wraith King where he goes, he likes to go like the Armlet Blink type build. But for this game, I definitely wouldn't mind the Blade Mail option. You know, as you said, it gives them more mana, gives them a little bit of armor, and Blade Mail in general just offers a lot of really good stats. Yeah. But against heroes like Tusk, Dazzle, they're very momentum-based heroes and instantaneous heroes. Like Tusk, when he uses his kit, you know he's gonna commit, and he obviously doesn't want to Walrus Punch himself in terms of the pure damage coming out of Blade Mail. But yeah, it's definitely a good option. Another thing that Blade Mail is good against is Ember Spirit, because when Ember damages you, it bypasses his Flame Guard and hits his HP directly. So
and he's not wanting to get a BKB typically, you know.
Exactly.
You don't want to have to get that BKB. That means you're doing something wrong. But don't get to see this combo in the same team very often. A PL and an Ember Spirit. Can't help but feel like it's almost yin and yang in a sense. So they have each of the great counterparts side by side. Are we worried at all, Claire, that this is a bit greedy from OG? I mean, it feels a bit greedy. Doom, I know he can farm pretty damn fast, but he still has a little bit of a build-up. PL has a build-up for sure, and so does Ember Spirit. I mean, could Virtus.pro still somehow salvage it a bit by maybe coming together and making pushes happen sooner? I just feel like it can't be. It's a bit greedy.
10
I think
seconds remaining.
I think if we're looking for that sort of timing from VP to try and punish this greed, oh, you know what? DK is actually one of the best heroes to do it. It's so good against both Ember Spirit as well as PL in the early stages of the game. It's somewhat resilient to Doom because of the natural tankiness coming out of the hero. And of course, with the Darkseer being able to push in the offlane, if they grab a couple tier 1s early out of the Dragon Knight, they can really snowball the game for sure. And I do agree OG in that sense is a little bit greedy. But if VP, if their DK gets crutched at the middle line for whatever reason, ganks or whatnot, it's going to become really tough because, as you said, with greed comes a lot of scaling potential. And OG have a bounty on that.
Yeah, Virtus.pro definitely need to put their foot forward on pushing objectives, restricting the farm for OG, and not allowing him to kind of peak there in the end, because the late game is certainly of abundance here for OG. And even the mighty Silent won't have a good answer for it. It's going to be risky for him, too. It's look, I imagine being a diffusable PL on the other side, so Wraith King is going to be in a bit of trouble, and already crit, again, trying to do his signature early scouting and warding. Not going to be happening. A ward this time was planted in the lane, so last time he planted down the sentry, and this time he will not, and they're going to have all that extra aggressive vision here for the offlane setup, but I'm assuming they're going to do a bit of a swap around. Moon for now is hanging in the jungle, and I imagine, yeah, okay, crit will step out from there. A lot of early audible calls happening here, Claire. We'll see now. Looks like Miracle. They're going to put priority, of course, onto the top rune here. And the level 1 fight, kind of up in the air, that would feel like, for either team. And it looks like DkPhobos is not going to have any of it. He's going to just get an early start on blocking his offlane a bit. So,
The battle begins.
so suppose it'll be fine like that. What do we feel about the early laning setup, though? Maybe, like, in particular, the DK having to go against this mid lane Ember Spirit. Not a matchup we see a whole lot, but if it's going to be able to succeed for him a bit, and if, you know, oh, they're actually going to put crit in the offlane. So that's another thing, Claire. Oh, apparently Claire's having a bit of a shaky connection to Skype, so we'll try our best to get that resolved on the side. And he's back. Claire, what's up, man? I'm sorry. It seems like when we go over to Skype, you sound a bit better, but the connection seems to be a bit wonky at times. Hopefully it can resolve itself. Or not. If you can still hear me, I can't hear you. We can try going back over to TeamSpeak, seeing if that works. In the meantime, it just hung up and disconnected. My goodness. All right, we'll try again. Hello, my friend. Are you there? How's it going?
Hi there, hi there.
Hi, sorry.
Is it okay?
It sounds good now. Sorry, Skype and connections being a bit shaky. Unfortunately, can't be too much in our control. But, you know, I was asking a bit about laning setup. DK versus Ember, not something we see very often, but a bit of a role swap here. They're going straight to the jungle with Moon on his Doom, and Crit is going to be taking offlane on his Tusk. So, a little different here from OG.
Yeah, I think this is actually the best way to exploit the amount of greed they have in the early stages. I mean, ganking the DK, unless you send both Dazzle and Tusk, it's going to be hard, and even then, it's like not a guaranteed execution. And of course, against the tri lane, you don't really expect Doom to get much, especially against an A tri lane with both Disruptor who can pull you back and a Wraith King that can stun you for 2 seconds. So, in order to take advantage of their picks, I think this is the best and most optimal setup.
Alright, Phobos eating a little bit of harassment will decide to step back and away here. And we'll have to see if this optimal, selfish, greedy kind of a lineup early on from OG is going to be going unpunished or not. I'm sure by now Virtus.pro are like, okay, Moon is not in lane. Moon is definitely jungling here. And he just got a free bounty rune. Easy walkout grab, and we'll just go right back in the jungle and go back to work. But do Virtus.pro have much to respond to that? I mean, Disruptor AA, Claire, is not a very aggressive support duo we know to roam around and make ganks happen. So I have a feeling that OG are going to be getting away with a pretty damn greedy early game without much trouble.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for the time being, this is definitely the case. The game will really start when the AA picks up level 6, and then all of a sudden, this Dragon Knight with an ultimate, as well as the instant Dragon Tail, he can be like a much larger threat, especially against heroes like Ember, who normally don't expect to die to these heroes, but with the AA blast, you just never know.
Ooh, Fly commits to the poison touch there for Darkseer, so I'm not sure if he just leveled it up at that moment, but he's feeling pretty confident that he'll get to be a bit more aggressive with his Dazzle. And at least for now, they'll force... If they can't kill DkPhobos, you know, it's almost near a death that he has to do the long walk of shame back to base. We'll have enough for the TP, though, to make his return, but he is definitely getting bullied back. Compare that over. His crit is already making some early stacks here in the Ancient camp. And he'll make his return back to lane now, so he's having a pretty pleasant time, but we look at the big breadwinners overall, and it's still, you know, Ember out in front, 21-4, and then Silent nipping at his heels at about 18-7. So steady as she goes, but as long as OG are kind of getting away with taking so much for free off the map, I'm sure they got to feel pretty good.
And as you can see, Miracle bullying G here at the middle line again. With level 3 shield, he knows that G can't burn it down in time, but here it is, the TP aggression.
The mighty Chilling Touch comes out now, and they have both supports even coming in for this one. And obviously they'll be able to swarm over Miracle, and there's not much he would be able to do in that kind of awkward 3v1, but Moon will kind of take place in the lane for now in his absence and clear up some easy XP and at least try to pose a little bit of threat to G in the meantime. But strong start here for G, and he's getting pretty close already to his level 6. Bottle's coming back in, and he's making for good pacing here. And Fly, it looks like he probably just denied himself, right? Yeah, he had no gold, just denies himself to get the quick trip back to Fountain.
Yeah, that whole engagement at mid looked so effortless because, oh, as I say that, there's a kill. Silent died.
I don't know how. Shouldn't really be brought down so easily from a lane where the supports were already back. Crit, it cost him his own life. Maybe a brilliant, looked like a shard trap under the tower, ate a bit too much damage from the tower and from maybe nearby creeps, and goes down. A bit of a miscalculation there. Was he first one down as well? Oh, they got the tusk
Yeah, it was
first.
a nice return kill.
Yeah, very good.
And he does pick up an urn as a result, so of course he doesn't get the EXP, but a kill on the carry is it's got to boost your confidence no matter what.
Oh, for sure. Back in mid lane, the trade continues, but again, it looks like could be deja vu for Miracle. No, this time he's able to get the kill there at the end. Looks like it may cost him his life, but this time he is able to get G down first and foremost. Well, there you have it. Miracle just continues to press on in, not too worried about the possible rotations to come, and this time he's able to succeed.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Classic
under
triple
attack.
remnant into the enemy target at the middle line. Again, didn't expect the DK to go down, but hey, sometimes being tanky is not tanky enough.
Yeah, he put all three into Breathe Fire. Only has the 1 point for his passive for now, I guess. So. They're pulling back and away. Lil's getting close, but I would be a bit careful here. There's a side rotation from Moon, and it looks like Moon's not going to have anything of that for now. But no attention towards the Wraith King here. He's kind of still being able to do as he please. But top lane is where they might make a go on the Phobos. No, Phobos, he's got that surge. He'll be able to make it away, no problem. And we're just back to our tussling here in the mid lane.
And this is something I never see on Darkseers in general. Magic Wand. It's a pickup that he took here because he thought that PL, somewhat of a spam-centric hero, you know, he spam with the lance as well as the doppelganger to tank up the Iron Shell. But most importantly, it's Dazzle, who's gonna have to rely on his Shadow Wave spam in order to deal with the Darkseer Iron Shell push. So again, not an item that I'm familiar with seeing with on the Darkseer, but it might turn out to be a smart pickup.
One quick pop of the wand will allow him to get that surge and I guess out from trouble, but yeah, for now is just looking to bank on the spamminess, which No-Tail, as you can see, is pretty spammy here. But he'll have to kind of play a slow game here in their Darkseer a bit. And you compare him over to Moon. Moon is still just trying to even get level 5. Has like the free farm to work with here, but he still needs a bit of time before he can push up to his level 6. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of stacks in reserve for him right now. So they're going to be fine. They're saving their stacks. Oh, I thought they were going to go for the Ancient, but the Ancient wasn't even stacked up yet. But oh well. Steady as she goes.
Oh, they're smoking as well.
This is, you know, unusual. I figured Virtus.pro would be the team to kind of get off their feet first. Maybe something unexpected, especially Doom getting involved in the gank before he's level 6, but they really want to get this pesky Darkseer. He only has a tornado as well. Doesn't have like a net or anything really optimal for the catch, but they're going to give it a go.
Yeah, he's
Phobos, nah, not surging away. They got the snowball right there, but look at that. The back end of the surge might be enough. He gets hit with a poison touch, drops the wall, and I don't think a TP's going to be coming. So with that, they're able to kind of catch up to him, get the right click in, and he will be going down.
Yeah, neat traps coming out of the wall there, but unfortunately, as you said, no TP rebuttal. Instead, VP are going to roll in for mid to try and push the tower, but Miracle's already back with full HP and mana. So this push is going to be mitigated.
I like how they tried to glimpse him as well, but he was quick to get the remnant down, so as he goes back to base, he makes his return once more, and VP are not going to be able to really get big damage on the tower, and now they're going to be caught out in the river from both sides. They make their move on to FNG. G is going to be forced to stun up Miracle, but that means FNG is going to be going down the wrong way, and he gets quickly trapped up from crit, and we'll be going down. And
OG, this is a...
Will they converge?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that looked kind of scary for a second, right? I was thinking the Tuskar would shard and roll in 3 heroes, and G might have just fallen, but I guess they saw that 1.2k life points is a little bit too heavy, and the shard itself was on cooldown for like another 2 seconds, so decided to do otherwise against it. But in the end, G does get some extra tower damage going through, but they do lose the Ancient Apparition for it.
DK can be deceptively tanky at that point, and yeah, the memes are apparently taking over, but they don't commit for the push there, and G's going to continue to farm up. Wasn't really good for the first hurrah to try to take down the tower. Bottom lane, though, stun in from Silent. Trying to get some harassing damage on the crit. They have the glimpse. They do. It's level 3. Kinetic field right under the tower, but it's a snowball dodge, but still brings them into trouble. And with that, they're going to be able to get the last hit. FNG picks that one up.
Glimpse or the snowball. Either way, I think they're happy.
Alright, so Silent's back on the groove. Was brought down surprisingly before, but looks like he's back on track for now, Claire. He's got the best CS in the game, 62 now in 22. Already got the broadsword. It's looking pretty cookie cutter from what we imagined in the draft. He's going to get that blade mail first, but mid lane. G dishes in with a good dragon tail. Follow up static storm, kinetic field. Miracle not looking to be able to get away, but they do have fly with the grave, and he is gone, but he is back. Beautifully timed glimpse puts him right back in his place, and there's going to be the fire coming out from G, and that's going to be the kill. Nicely orchestrated there from Virtus.pro.
Yeah, that was actually really close. I thought they had the Ancient Apparition 6 with that smoke, because I knew Lil had the ultimate, and I figured both of them would, but considering the fact that AA died earlier, I guess he missed out on a little bit of potential EXP. In the meantime, Silent's going down at bottom for the second time.
They're swarming him. Just when I was getting ready to praise him for being able to make up from that farm, now he's not able to make it back in away, and he certainly does not have the ultimate anymore. He's down for the count, and OG will be able to at least pick up a trade for themselves after losing Miracle, and, well, mid lane. Miracle makes his return.
Yeah, and you know what? They didn't even use Doom for that kill. Either one of those stats on Silent. So they still have that available, and they're going to be able to push towers. This is honestly VP. They're ahead on the farm. We see DK 1k over the next farmer on the side of the enemy on tail. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. They need to be able to hold these towers and continue on with the aggression. And right now, it doesn't seem like they're in the position to do so much more. Oh, they're coming in though.
They want to make something happen. There's the glimpse. They'll get Moon. Moon still has that Doom you talked about here. Is he going to be able to get it off before he does go down? No. He gets dropped immediately. OG see this, and they're like, ew, I don't like that. They get the hell out of there. It looks like they'll be able to make it back in a way. Good rotation in, and, you know, this is supposed to be Virtus.pro's time. They need to kind of make more of it right now, starting to add some pressure onto these tier 1s. We can already recognize the serious dominant late game of OG, but FNG, who gets caught out, spazzes out his Ice Blast real quick, but will be going down to the last tick of that urn. Wrong place at the wrong time for him, unfortunately, and Virtus.pro realize they might need to find an alternate escape plan here from the bottom lane. Lil brings word. They're coming! He's able to glimpse back Moon, but he eats a Doom for it, and here comes Crit. He's got Shard and Snowball. Boom! Gets an easy catch on the Lil. This guy is a marksman with his Shards. With that, he'll leave them for the rest of the team. He's already moving on to his next succulent treat, and tries to get a Snowball into G. There's another Shard catch between the two. Now comes the rotation back from the dead. FNG is here, but he has no ultimate yet. 2 seconds he will. Let's see who he lines up for. It looks like they find No Tail, the best target. Gets healed up a bit. Moon is back. Oh, it's a 4-man Ice Blast because of the gathering into the Snowball. But it does keep him alive in the meantime. Grave is going to be there, but ultimately he will go down. Silent back in action. G's going to get the kill on that one. Dominating for him. They move over. They catch Moon. Dragon Tail connection from G. And that is going to be his demise. Virtus.pro looking to walk away with 3 kills all day.
Yeah, and one of the things I was curious about at the start of the game is how they're going to distribute the roles. We know No-Tail usually takes up the PL, but we've known in the past on OG, No-Tail plays the Ember as well. Of course, we've seen Miracle play both heroes as well, and this time it looks like Miracle is on the Ember. I was curious to see if he's gonna go treads or the bots. And with the recent transition of bots being like heavily favored, I guess he is going for it now with 1.6k save. But he didn't have a TP for bottom there. And really nice reaction coming out of him there too. He actually didn't see the Ice Blast, I don't think, so he must have checked bottom lane to see if Ancient Apparition was showing or not. But dodged another gank, which is really good. But he didn't have a TP for that engagement at bottom, and it was so dragged out. I feel like if he came in with a triple remnant, he would have wiped all of them.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but he did get the mid tower out of it. So yeah, VP do come up.
VP still looking for more here. They commit a Static Storm. They're even gonna send back Moon just to be safe, but just a one-man job.
Did they smoke for that?
No, they did not. Pretty sure they did not.
So it's just the introduction of the
there.
blink. Yeah, he showed it at bottom. He bought it at the side shop and then he blinked away. It was really nice. I think Fly might be in trouble. Yeah, I think he's dead.
Oh, for sure. Oh, that was vicious right there. I mean,
No
hard ass
chance.
crit at the end, just to really put him in the grave. Fly will be going down, but look who's doing work in the top lane here. No Tail continues to kind of siege on the side, starting to get it back towards this tier 2 tower. But for Virtus.pro, they get that tier 1 down. G's able to do it, and this is where they can really begin to turn it up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's probably the most active PL I've ever seen. Both like Pubs Pro, whatever. Most PLs will just opt for the bots option, and I still do think bots is like way superior to treads.
Oh, they got Miracle here. Looks like Claire. Bottom lane, they made a jump in. They got a good Ice Blast. He's remnanting back as far as he can, but Lil is like, yeah, get back over here. And it just comes right into an easy kill.
Disruptor versus Ember is always a very interesting interaction. Most of the time it's Disruptor favorite because it's so easy to just glimpse and Static Storm wherever the Ember is, but sometimes you'll have the Embers dodge both glimpse as well as all these other spells coming out, and it's really neat to see that. But Silent at top, he still has the reincarnation.
Yep, and there's obviously no defusal yet, no way to rid of the mana he's currently got. Assistance should be on the way here, but he will be losing his ultimate. It is level 2 now. The cooldown's a bit lower, but they turned it right back for crit. Crit should be going down, will go down. A backline catch. And look at that! A beautiful glimpse back, but no! Doppelganger is going to be avoiding that one. G moves in regardless. They're going to get the kill onto Fly, and No Tail was able to make it out from trouble.
Honestly, I'm still somewhat surprised that OG made that attempt. There was no way they can have enough damage for a second instance, and as soon as he died the first time and slowed everybody in the area for 70%, you have to imagine that tier 2 teleports are coming in to have like a rebuttal engagement. And right now, OG, they don't have a chance in hell to fight against VP's lineup without the Ember Spirit being there. And Ember, with this item choice, he's not really in a condition to fight either. So it's a tough fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And
attack.
Virtus.pro with that will be able to claim their 3rd tier 1 tower. They're just going to start going through that quick checklist here. And ooh, what an interesting grab, Claire. Let's talk about this one. The Armlet coming together for Dragon Knight. Normally we know him to maybe pick up something like a Shadow Blade, hell, a BKB. Well, we might have to hold that thought here. They're trying to make it go on the fly. This Glimpse Kinetic Field connection will be off its mark, though, and he'll be able to make it away. But bottom lane, the action just doesn't stop. G's going to be making a move for crit now. Gets a Dragon Tail. He's committed for the ulti. And now he's going to try to make a getaway here, and he's not going to be able to make it out, man. Plenty of damage comes in with the nuke and additional right-click, and he's going to get dropped. So, a successful pick on the bottom. Almost got one there on the fly. And G gets to show off his new armlet.
Yeah, you know, there's actually no other item in the game around 2k that could have gotten him that kill there except that armlet. So, pretty nice pickup, I would say.
Do you think there's more outside of just that, though? I mean, you know, you can laugh. Well, worth now, because we got a quick and easy kill on that little crit and tusk, but, you know, is it going to help him out in the long run? I mean, like I said, normally they play a bit more defensive, but I guess you're looking at the other team and you're seeing a Doom, and you're like, oh, is there really a point in getting a BKB against someone like a Doom? Will I even be the target of something like that? I guess he is already going to get assaulted by Tusk pretty hard. It could help with a Diffusal Blade a bit, but I don't know. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, are we confident Armlet could be a strong choice for G?
The thing with Armlet is like, it's sort of been categorized at this point where it's like a early mid-game centric item, and the reason why Huskar picks it up all the time is because not only can he survive with it, but it just helps the snowballing process so much better. I think in this game as well, they really want to snowball and just push this advantage, and in that sense they have like sufficient region to do so between DK as well as heals coming out with urns and all these things. But hold that thought.
Wow, they got great sight there with the Ice Vortex. And because of that little bit of sight, Lil sets it up with the glimpse, and Moon goes down, Doom in hand. Virtus.pro find themselves a nice little setup, and they will turn that into some additional pressure here. And they've got a new fresh set of wards down. Look at these aggressive wards. They're just taking over the OG woods right now. And with that, OG are just going to have to try to find some farm elsewhere. No-Tail continues to creep inside the Virtus.pro woods, but now that they have full vision on the OG side, you could see Virtus.pro try to take it back.
Yeah, you know what? Silent's going for it. He's going for the build. He's got the relic available, and he's about to get Radiance.
My goodness.
Before I go on with the Dragon Knight though, have you seen this build in pubs? I've heard about it recently. There's this, I guess this streak happening with Dragon Knights that will blink into Radiance.
Radiance on a Dragon Knight? No,
Yeah, no troll. Apparently it's happening, and apparently it's taking some games out. It seems pretty interesting to me.
Well, I guess my pubs are not next level enough for that, but what is the benefit as opposed to going for a Radiance over something that would have been a bit more standard? Is it the sudden quick burst of damage? Is it the fact that he's constantly in your face? And, well, hold on a second. They're making a possible trade here bottom. I think it's just Silent dancing around a bit, knowing he has his ultimate, but I'm just kind of curious what the... Oh, God. Nope. Phobos now caught out in trouble. No-Tail. Look at how sneaky he is. Just creeps in from the backside of Virtus.pro and gets a free grab. Oh, brief glimpse back. Cold feet. Urn. Doppelganger not ready. There it is. Jumps up. Oh, he doesn't make it to the low ground if that's what he was shooting for. He just casually walks out of a static storm, tries to go the other way, and there's another emphatic crit coming out from Silent. Put him to bed, but No-Tail is certainly a very cheeky guy.
Another executing blow. And that kill on Phobos was really, really close. He just turned the corner, and I think No-Tail almost lost vision. Thankfully, his illusions had the third ability, the Phantom Rush, coming out to chase him down. But he just lost mana as he was in mid-cast animation of the Surge. And if he got the Surge off, No-Tail would have had to invest another Diffusal charge for it. So, pretty close. In the end, he died for it, and it's not really worth it. But it's somewhat, you can somewhat say space for OG. As we can see right now, DK at 10k net worth versus Miracle 7.5. It's not enough farm that they have to be able to take on the fight of DK, especially if they take it. And bottom lane, the Doom's going for a play again.
Yep.
It's not enough to get the kill on though, but Radiance completed.
He's got a lot of hate for that Disruptor, but unfortunately couldn't get past Silent. And now Silent 4-2 and 7. He's got the Radiance in hand, and I mean, I can't help now, but I'm so enticed by your DK Radiance. I'm just curious what the benefits are that most people haven't seen. Like, why the Radiance? And does it offer anything special for a DK as opposed to just someone else going for a casual Radiance?
You know, I haven't tried it myself, but I started thinking about it more, and I realized, like, you know, the transition happened between the Shadow Blade to the Blink Dagger because, one, you know, we first saw it introduced by Rabbit when he was on VG. He just blinked in so aggressively into enemies' bases, and when DK usually gets into pushing, all he wants to do is just be in your face, because his natural spell kit, as well as his natural tankiness, usually is more superior to yours.
Yeah.
And, you know, before people did Shadow Blade because, oh, you thought it helped DK farm better, he might have better map presence, but, you know, Blink, no mana cost, 1200 range, terrain skipper all around the map, 12-second cooldown. It's just fantastic all around. And I think the theory is that the next 2, 3, 4k gold that you get on Dragon Knight, unless you're gonna close out the game with it immediately, you know, you can go for tier 3 items. I think Radiance actually, with the mischance especially, is really great in that aspect.
And on top of it, you have the reduced damage he can dish out with that powerful nuke, which he's looking to put to use on Moon. He's going to get snagged up with a snowball. G tries to bring him all the way back in, gets hit with the Walrus Punch. Now doomed up. It looks like the DK will go down. Silent will be losing his first life. The rest of Virtus.pro are just not at the ready and available here. So it looks like they're going to be losing a couple of precious cores. Silent's making them fight for it, but they will not be dropped. And it's a fight where Phobos is just like, guys, that was a crazy fight bottom lane. Where were you? And, well, you know, we know FNG, he's trying to hit him with an Ice Blast. They don't have Lil in that Static Storm, though, and they were just frankly outnumbered there, Claire. And now OG are going to be able to pick up a free Aegis for it.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't take too much damage in the pit, though. I think that's Ice Blast. Yeah, here it is. It is coming. So Dazzle won't be able to heal through it, but it doesn't seem like Roshan will be able to do enough damage to the entirety of the line.
Yeah. And it's only level 1. It's going to be a measly, quick timed one. And Phobos is like, guys! Oh, he was almost like, he was like in the zone, but now he's got to get the hell out of there. He is done for. Oh, no! Man, too bad they don't have an Echo, but oh, what a Static Storm setup! They need a follow-up. Can they get it? Oh, man, they're doing serious work capitalizing that snowball, but it doesn't matter. It looks like OG are still going to be able to sweep through with greater numbers and take them down. G and not there. And with that, they will be losing 2, but Virtus.pro, they lose 4 all day with that bomb lane exchange, and they still get to have their Aegis, so very nice.
Yeah, it's I think if I'm OG, I'm very happy with that, of course. My 3 cores just got bigger by killing the enemy 3 heroes. Of course, they're down now, which means the cores can farm up the enemy woods, push out lanes more aggressively if they choose to do so, and again, overall, they should be very happy with all the events that transpired over the last 2 minutes. It really came down to, as you said, like Phobos is wondering what the rest of his team is doing, pushing in so deep without the addition of supports. You know, we had the FNG Ice Blast go down already. Of course, that was towards the escape, but Lil was nowhere to be found in that area. And No-Tail, is he gonna lose his? This is a close one. I think he's gonna take out actually.
Really? Oh, he's fine. And just in case, they have a grave and everything.
It's level 1.
Yeah.
If it was level 2, it would have ticked out for sure, but I didn't realize FNG is only level 10 right now, and it's close call still. But it does show them, well, I guess I was about to say it does show them they have a ward in the area, but it was just a guess, just like saying, what's his natural follow-up after this? Maybe it's he's there kind of thing. Yeah. Nice shot. Money shot right there.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's not one of those kind of glorious support AA games where you're got the luxury of picking up a Midas in a decent time before like 20 minutes or so. He definitely would be level 11 or maybe even working on his first component of his Ags, but for now he's just stuck with his arcane boots and on some serious selfless support duty. Looking over the priorities on Will.
Has FNG ever bought a Midas? Like, has he seen that item in a Dota game before? This guy usually plays like 8th position or something for his team. He buys everything. He never ever takes any money from his teammates. It's like the most self-sacrificing support, DPD style, really.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, probably the bigger shot caller for the team as well, so he gets a better scope on the game when he can kind of sit back and literally chill out in a different lane and just shoot 3-pointers from different lanes. But I can't really blame him if he. I was a bit over-ambitious right there, but, you know, if of the 2 supports, and they're making it go on Miracle, but, oh man, he's quick to react. One run to the hill, and he is gone. Oh, they got the Glimpse, though! They got the vision! Was that from the Ice Blast vision? And I don't know, but they get him back in, and they take him down.
That was actually, it was the vision that the Thunderstrike provides. It's it's just like track. They actually removed the AoE vision coming out of it, which kind of sucks, but, you know, it might have been necessary for the circumstances.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, Miracle, I'm pretty sure he knows, but I'm just gonna lay it out there. With Ember Spirit, you can actually dodge glimpses. You just have to time it right with the travel distance on Fire Remnants. And if you're Fire Remnant, if you throw it out on the max range, which is like 1500, when it goes past like 1100 range, that's when you move really fast. But if you jump to your Remnant as it's in transition in the air before like the 1100 range, your travel time's like 1.5 seconds, and it's really, really long. It usually helps you dodge the glimpse. I think Miracle came close to it every time, but instead now No-Tail's coming.
Oh my goodness. They led in this fight, got a good glimpse back on the fly, took out the Dazzle, and now they have an opportunity to go for No-Tail here. No-Tail turns his attention to G, but they got another glimpse back for No-Tail, and PL is going to be down for the count a minute without a buyback now, and this is going to secure Tier 2. Hell, we might even see Virtus.pro happy to push down this mid lane a bit and do some work on the Tier 3. 30 seconds, though, for DK's ult. Oh, Miracle.
Oh dear, yeah.
Limps back again. This time he has a Static Storm, but he doesn't commit for it. He put it up in the base. Bit awkward there. And they might have to get the hell out. They're running back it away. Snowball all the way forward. G's got the move speed, though. Steps on out. Silent's going to lose his first life. Will Virtus.pro be at his backside? He's committing in with the stun. Weave's already out, though, from Fly. They're looking to stand in plant here. Moon, though, eating a lot of damage. Ice Blast comes on through, and it's going to be good. Miracle eats the bit of passive damage from it, and if they can get him low enough, he might pop here. Oh, they're going to get Lil. That's a gem down. It is going to get quickly snagged up. Miracle stays alive with the help of the Shallow Grave from Fly. Wall going to be committed here. Miracle, slide of fist, but he does go down. Virtus.pro, they're left barely alive. Weak and wounded at this point, hustling gems around. And now Crit even committing in. G turns it right back around. He will go down. And they're going to get Phobos. It's 5 down all day on the side of Virtus.pro. Fly has been dishing out. He's the paramedic of this fight. He goes down at the start of the whole thing, but when he returns, man, he just dishes out the support. And OG managed to come out on top. Does it cost him anything extra? No buyback or anything.
Yeah, that was a really close fight, like from the beginning to the very end as well. I'm surprised that G decided to reinitiate from the high ground there with the blink instead of just running away and saving the gem for his team. I guess he saw that there were only 2 supports, but Notel just respawned and they're both beside the base, so you really have to respect the respawns and buybacks and all these things. As you said, there was no buyback in the fight, but something very interesting happened. You recall, like at the start when Lil glimpsed as well as used the rest of his kit with the kinetic field as well as static storm and completely whipped it. You know, he actually timed it very well, and Lil's like a 7.7k player. You can't question this guy's mechanics.
Of course.
But what happened was Ember Sleight of Fisted earlier, and Sleight of Fist actually repositions the Ember Spirit for that instance, for that 0.2 second instance. And nice stun dodge by the blink of the Ember at bottom, but he actually glimpsed the Ember Spirit to one of the places where he was when he slighted, and now he's gonna die actually.
I see. He's trying to take it to the next level this time though. He's got the remnant to make it back and away.
Oh, Lil. Yeah, that was sort of a mistake, I think. He should have just dropped the static storm, and then if he thunder strikes with the static, you can always chase the target where he is.
Yeah.
With the glimpse, and that was a slight mistake coming out of Lil there, but yeah, like it was a really awkward engagement there, and if they got the static on the Ember, I guarantee that fight would have looked completely different.
Not the case, and Virtus.pro were shoved back. Didn't get as much damage on that mid lane as they were kind of hoping for at that point. And they still know there is a clock a-ticking in this game, and OG still have a very scary late game fighting kind of a lineup right now. And even though Miracle may have been punished a couple of times, he doesn't have a winning KDA. He's 5, 6, and 5. You know, he still always finds a way to stay in the top of the net worth at this point. Second for his team. They're all pretty neck and neck as far as top net worth goes, but he's already got his Battle Fury, the boots. We already saw him put that blink to good use. And now the farm is only going to get a bit scarier for him. And now Virtus.pro recognizing that Roche could be an option in the near future here. Looking to just kind of sweep the plains, if you will, and scout out possible options here. But high ground advantage right now is for OG, and they're going to try to catch out a weak FNG. And he's got assistance with the Force. And they'll just give each other a little bit of dirty looks here, but no follow through yet. Oh, there it is. G's going to make a committed go here, Claire. On to Miracle. Static Storm right on top. Vacuum back. Ice Blast coming out. Virtus.pro. Are you kidding me right now? They lined that one up beautifully. They wipe out everyone but No Tail. They want him. And he's not making it away. It looks like it's going to be a 5-man wipe here. No Tail to drop. The two of them looking to finish him off. Another execution style from Silent with the crit at the end. And they just take out all of OG. They only lose FNG, but he had already done justice, Claire. He put out a huge bowling ball of an Ice Blast, and they just took the whole fight.
Oh man, they did, man. What seemed to be a single kill on Miracle, who got initiated on, followed up with a whole bunch of OG members coming to save with Crit blinking in to try and snowball his friend out, and then followed by the PL coming in with the Doombringer, and they just got wiped, man. There's no BKBs on the field yet. They do not have enough survivability against the magic damage, the heavy burst of damage inside of DK. And obviously, it's gotten to the point where both the DK as well as Wraith King are at critical mass in a sense that they can still shove in the enemy's faces, regardless of Doom, regardless of PL with like 100 illusions with Diffusal. It just does not matter as long as VP's 5 right now.
And I don't, they don't have the BKBs, but are they ever going to even get BKBs? These are heroes that's like, if we get a BKB, that means that we need to play defensively, and we don't want to have to play that kind of game. This game, they might just have to here. They got glimpses happening still, more setups from Lil. He's looking for something onto the Doom, but
he's got a Shadow Blade, Kotl. Holy smokes.
What the
Shadow
hell?
Blade Disruptor, man.
Lil might need to put it to use right now.
Well.
Get it. He uses it and he TPs. They don't have the vision. He's gone.
Oh my goodness.
Value on the Shadow Blade already.
Yeah. Dude, who needs a Glimmer Cape on Disruptor when you can just buy a Shadow Blade and move faster? This guy's a magician for sure. And you know, again, it's OG. They have to find these picks, but it's so difficult to do so, and they can't run into the Wraith King even though they see the supports. Looks like they want to go in now.
OG desperate for a fight. They smoked up after they couldn't get the catch before. Ice Blast through all of them. Vacuum back through the wall. Miracle's heading out north to make it away. No tail towards the east here. FNG still alive and well. They get their first kill, taking out Crit. Virtus.pro continue to hold strong. Another wonderful glimpse back. Miracle tries to slight back and away, but he is not making it out here. He goes down, and Virtus.pro, 2 huge fights now coming their way. For the rest of OG, they split out. They try to find some side farm, but the pushes are coming here. And they have clearly not been able to peak to the level that Virtus.pro are currently at, which is over 5K in net worth and rising fast.
Tower is under attack.
Man, Miracle must be extremely frustrated right now by what Bill's been doing to him the entire game. Literally, every single time he dies, it's either due to the Static Storm putting him in place, or the Glimpse just shoving him all the way back to where he doesn't want to be. There's the buyback.
There it is. They got to make this count. Silent losing some mana here. Still has his ulti, but they don't want to finish him off quite yet on the back end side. Vacuum back. They're going to be able to take down Crit. Glimpse back in, but it's going to be avoided, so they stay out in the back lines here. They're going to get the first finish onto FNG. Silent will lose his first life, but here comes G and company, and they just shred through Miracle like he's paper. He's out 80 seconds, no buyback, no tail. Could meet the same fate, but he does get help. There's the Glimmer, but oh, they got the pullback. All the meanwhile, Silent gets the finish on the Moon, right inside his own home base. And now they're going to get no tail here. And no tail goes down. It looks like Virtus.pro are going to be taking game number 2, and we're going to be in for a game 3. Final hurrah for Moon is a buyback of a TP, which will have to be canceled, but this mid lane Rax is down.
Man, Miracle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Skype may be a bit shaky, Claire, at this point. I didn't. Oh, there
This is looking like a GG scenario.
Sorry, Claire, I didn't catch much of that last thought, but it is going to be game. And it looks like Virtus.pro have done it. Huge team fight that peaks a lot sooner. OG maybe a touch too greedy this time or something. Very uncharacteristic draft, I'd have to say, for them. This was also an Ember pick into the Disruptor, if I'm not mistaken by that. I'm not too sure, but overall, VP get their first win with Silent as their core player here, and it looks like we are having internet troubles here a bit with Claire. Yeah, you've gone offline, so I'm sure Claire wishes his best. We'll get his thoughts as we hop into game 3, but that's going to wrap things up for game number 2. Appreciate it so much, everyone coming out and hanging out. We're going to get ready to get it going here, and we'll maybe get his final thoughts right now. Claire, how you doing, my bud? Nope. Hi. Hello. My friend. My friend Claire. There. Are you there? He's not there yet. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and cut to a small break. When we return, folks, it's going to be game 3 of Virtus.pro and OG. This is KotlGuy. Joining me, of course, or trying to join me when possible, is Clairvoyance. We'll try to get him back on the line and get things sorted. So with that said, guys, we'll catch you later. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. We are now into game number 2 of Star Series Season 13. It's day 2 of Phase 2 action. OG taking on Virtus.pro, and wouldn't you know, we are going into game 3 hype. Virtus.pro put out a pretty nice draft, and, well, they executed pretty damn well. We obviously put a lot of emphasis into the early part of the draft, where they had the obvious heavy team fight, Darkseer combos, and, well, we got to see it go to work. Highlight worthy in itself, and with that big near team like Roche fight, they were able to kind of take over, and OG were not able to stop them. Could have been OG just being a bit greedy with their draft, and we'll have to see how they change things up, but it looks like not much has changed already. First pick Doom is in order here, and we'll see how it's going to go. This is KotlGuy, of course, for Beyond the Summit, and again, I'm going to be joined remotely from hopefully a not too static Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, welcome back, my friend. Here we are into game number 3. Virtus.pro have done it with Silent. Their first win together. we'll have to see if they're going to be able to pull out an upset. You've got to remember, Claire, this is very important for OG. They've already played all their series, and with if they don't get a win in this series, they're at risk of being moved into the lower bracket, and nobody wants that.
Nobody wants the lower bracket,
No.
Kotl. Nobody.
It's scary there. I'm not sure what it is for
10
Star Ladder, but
remaining.
you know, best of ones are never a treat for teams, I imagine.
5
But
seconds remaining.
here we have Doom again. This is gonna be the third time, Claire, that we're gonna see OG grab up the Doom, and possibly gonna be the Moon
Dire
Doom once
team
more.
back.
Virtus.pro get a Slardar Gyrocopter combo, the classic style of Gyrocopter. But OG again are going to be going for the Winter Wyvern. Not a team to go for like the Lich, which used to be the common duo. But what happened, Claire? What happened to Lich and Doom? It used to be, like
10
peanut butter and
seconds
jelly, but no
remaining.
longer a thing.
It really did used to be peanut butter and
5
jelly,
seconds
actually.
remaining.
I think OG just think better of it and say Lich. In terms of the game of Dota, so to speak, Wyvern just provides a lot more functions,
Dire
a lot more
team
control,
Yeah.
a lot more presence, being able to push out lanes. And Lich, while it is a very, very strong defensive support, it does leave an opening in your lineup where you have to craft your next 3 picks rather carefully. And I think if they had something like a Shadow
10
Fiend, they would have
seconds
definitely gone for that
remaining.
option because they have these aggressive cores that scale so hard. But for the time being,
5
you have Slaughter and
seconds
Gyrocopter
remaining.
on the other team, and Slaughter is always a super, super scary force in and of itself.
Virtus.pro's turn
Although
to bat.
Gyrocopter, I don't think so much. I personally think Doom is like one of the best heroes against Gyrocopter because the Doom's philosophy is you have this one button click that can counter an entire buttload of net worth, and Gyro just happens to be one of those heroes. You want to stack that net
10
worth on yourself and be able to
remaining.
close out the game going high ground with like an item or 2 advantage. And Doom really
5
hinders that
seconds
process.
remaining.
So we'll have to see how VP take this approach here for the remaining of the picks, because their first 2
Reserve time.
or their preferred 2 from the last game, Ancient Apparition and Darkseer, both banned out.
Yeah. It's going to be scary. I don't know. I mean, the AA did a lot of work setting up with that huge team fight in Ice Blast, but I don't know if it was like just all him the reason why the Doom wasn't able to do the Doom thing, but they still have a lot of potential setup to work with here. Dazzle is probably the first prominent support option that's out there right now and could work out pretty damn nicely with Virtus.pro if they wanted to do it here. You get the benefit of having all that armor synergy, of course, with Slardar, and I'm sure Gyrocopter wouldn't mind being able to get out a few extra flat cannon shots with the help of a Grave, so it's probably going to be something that Virtus.pro do look to go for here. But now we
Honestly,
have
I think OG also wants Dazzle.
Really?
I'm not sure if you've been like just looking out for every pick detail kind of thing, but lately like Wyvern Dazzle, that's like the spice, the flavor.
Really?
Everybody's been choosing for it, and honestly, it's like this support duo of Dazzle Wyvern. It's so defensively strong. Like the way it turns fights is incredible because you either have the Grave or Cold Embrace or even just the heal coming out that can bomb you and do damage
Yeah.
to you, like sort of like Necrofrost Death Pulse style. And it's just something you don't expect a lot of times to have the kind of impact that it does.
Virtus.pro's
And most
turn
teams,
to
they'll
pick.
just keep running their heroes into them and be like, hey, why can't we kill their heroes? Why are we not winning these fights? We have all these teamfight abilities. So there's the Dazzle on the other team now, so it
Dire
pushes
team
away the
pick.
dreams of attaining both heroes on the same team, but nevertheless, it's a combo to be feared.
I definitely can see, what we were saying on how it can be very scary, and I've seen many times firsthand teams try to break through these powerhouse supports and not giving them the respect they deserve on being able to just kind of keep the team alive and have that longevity to the fight. But you would think that the natural reaction would be, and like let's
10
say Virtus.pro
seconds
didn't go for
remaining.
Dazzle and got something else as a support instead, and OG grabbed the
5
Dazzle, and you
seconds
see a
remaining.
Wyvern Dazzle combo, like, is it just not as easy as it once was to recognize, okay, these are two
Reserve
very,
time.
pretty defensive kind of supports? I suppose maybe like a Sonika Wyvern used to be a bit of a problem in the mid lane back in the day, but couldn't you punish them laning phase-wise that they're not able to offer a lot offensively? Or maybe you get like a greedy jungler? Like, what if they got like a greedy jungler to respond to like a Wyvern Dazzle who's not one to really roam around too much? Is that just not an option like it once was, or maybe something teams should consider more if there is going to be a defensive duo like that?
I feel like the thing with the greedy jungler thing, it's somewhat of an obsolete term now because the pace of the games develops so fast to the point where it has to be like, if it's greedy, it has to be like greedy for the right reasons. It can't just be like greedy you scale better with like when you're one of your pub jungle legion commanders coming out with like a 10-minute
God,
shadow
don't
play.
say
It can't
that.
be one of those.
Yeah.
It has to be something like a Furion that utilizes the jungle as another lane until he can
Pros
be a
turn
force.
to
And
pick.
Furion, of course, can be a force at any given time in the game, especially like from minutes 1 to 5, where he can just pour it in behind you. I personally think the best way to deal with it is actually just of course you want to ignore fights, but silencer.
Oh yeah.
Like anytime you want to take a fight, if you can just stop the support cast from casting spells, it'd be a really good thing for them. Rubik is somewhat of a decent option if it were the case, and of course this time you can steal many things. Slaughter Amp, you can steal Grave, Heal, Tuskar spells are generally good too.
Turn to ban.
But it's just like this meta. It's like you have to really pick and choose your fights. You know, recalling last game, remember the huge wombo combo coming out in front of the Roche pit with the Ancient Apparition, Darkseer, and the Disruptor.
10 seconds remaining.
You have to be really careful, because once you get caught out in those situations, as we saw, the game just went completely the other side from that point on.
Dire team ban.
I agree with you. We saw it. Exhibit A, but
We did see it, yeah.
it's just like
We might see it again later, as you said, man. That's a highlight-worthy moment. Right
I loved it. That's you love when you see paintings or like a nice choreographed dance just kind of be performed
Painting.
beautifully. It's like
It's art in its finest
it's
form,
Bob
Kotl.
Ross. Yeah, it's there it is. Beautiful, happy gank, happy team fight for them, and it just works out wonderfully. But here we see
Great
OG reaching back again for the PL. This is the third straight PL game, third
10
straight Doom
seconds
game.
remaining.
I do Virtus.pro. Obviously, this time maybe
5
going for something like the
seconds
Ember,
remaining.
unless G has played Ember in the mid lane or a Gyro in the mid lane. Probably going to be passed
Reserve
over
time.
again. But do OG dare go for it once more in hopes that maybe a run back is something that would be better for them? Just seems like OG has a bit of confidence here, rolling with the same kind of set of cores for the third time straight.
Yeah, but you know, I think
10
this is definitely a
seconds
really good PL
remaining.
pick here. PL, of course, sort of fell off because he was very
5
susceptible
seconds
to
remaining.
aggressive duel lanes, especially in the form of like Darkseer +1. Just didn't have enough sustain.
Dire team
But
pick.
you know, looking at this now, VP actually, that's a ridiculously good pick. I was thinking what was gonna happen was they're gonna opt for the Ember Spirit, which of course didn't work in game 1, but it has a better chance of working here, I guess, because OG don't have that much damage aside from Doom to kill an Ember Spirit. And then I thought OG would pick up Invoker or something for Miracle. And Wex Quas Invoker is really good against Ember, not just because of the natural item progression coming out of Orchids, but also when you Tornado an Ember Spirit,
10 seconds
it just
remaining.
dispels the Flame Guard right
Yeah.
away. So, and it's like a really
5
nifty counter.
seconds
But
remaining.
Virtus.pro, they recognizing that OG don't have that much damage. The support cast, they have fixed amount of damage coming out
Reserve
of the
time.
second spells on respective heroes.
Mm-hmm.
PL, of course, it's just not enough of a damage dealer with illusions to burn through a regen coming out of Chemical Rage. So this is, again, like, an Alchemist, one of the better picks against Doom for sure. A really nice pick. And I'm curious what OG are going to do. I'm thinking maybe Viper. 'Cause they seem
It was
running
banned,
against them.
so I was going to say his brother in crime who kind of fits the same profile. What about something like a Razor? Another lane dominator who can maybe sap up the damage a bit from this Alk who wants to be in the nitty-gritty? Or
Yeah, and
maybe
it's,
back to the
it's,
Invoker?
it's a nice hero against Grave too, right? Because you can, most of the time, if they're staying alive, and you say, hey, all right, free more, like, extra damage.
Oh, they're gonna go back
They're
for
just
the
gonna go for the
Invoker.
Invoker again. So a classic matchup with Alchemist and Invoker at mid. One that I favor Alchemist pretty heavily, but this is Miracle. You know,
He is
8,000
AK MMR.
Yeah,
if you
that-
haven't
that
heard from
usually
the
has a
whole
bearing on
freaking
things, you
yeah,
know?
the whole world hasn't let you know already. But his Invoker game 1. I know you weren't here for game 1, but you watched a bit of it. But it was ridiculous. You mentioned its capability in being able to dispel the Flame Guard. Well, we didn't just see it from his own Tornado. He even got a Yules that game just to really piss off the Ember Spirit that time.
Oh, he went Wex Boss with
Prepare for
Yules?
battle.
Yes, he did. It was,
That's very old school.
It's something special, and he definitely
Yeah.
just really became a nuisance running about. He had so much move speed with it as well. It was just
Yeah, man.
crazy.
It's just a race car around the map. You're moving at 322 to 522 in an instant.
It was
Phase
wonderful.
boots. It's a very nice build.
All right, though, this is going to be the ultimate test. It's game 3 now. One of these two teams is going to be walking away with the extra points, the extra credentials to be in a better spot for the next round here of Star Series Season 13. Get one step closer to that sweet LAN. And
Is that why you asked me earlier?
that's what the guy says, so I just can't help myself. They clearly hired some voiceover guy to like read the script. He's like, playing the data file LAN finals now for 300,000 US dollars. It's like, oh boy.
Man.
It's
You know what you
hilarious.
reminded me of when you said that is you know that Friends clip with Joey, and actually I shouldn't talk about this episode on there, but like it was like when he was babysitting I think someone's baby. I think Monica's baby or something like that. And he said you can't have SEX beside the BABIE or something like that. Oh, friends, that was a legendary show.
The battle
Most of the
begins.
people watching probably don't even know what that show is. They're so young.
You know what? Now that you mention it, yeah, it's like
I mean, I'm there
Oh.
with you. You know,
it's not that old, but it might be actually, considering the current generation.
you know, they don't know. They're like listening to Tupac, but they didn't even experience being on the same planet as him. You know, at the same time. So,
It's like it goes from Tupac to Drake. There's nothing between.
yeah, really is not, I guess. But here we go. Already early matchup. Of course, the Alchemist, the Invoker, and everybody's got their support staff nearby to ensure a bit of a easier laning stage. Lil kind of on hand, and you also see Crit playing his now becoming famous Rubik here. Where would you now? Hold on here. Look at this. Look at VP. They're just going right in. They're like, we know you jungle. You did it last time, and we're not going to let you do it again. This time we brought a Tusk. And Moon is like, oh, I don't like this. He's getting muscled back quite a bit. He's going to have to chew through some early bits of Tango. And they'll just fly on through. They just don't want to ensure he has as easy of a time as he did last time. So I'm happy to see Virtus.pro adapting. And look at this. Look at Crit. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, Miracle! I think he's actually gonna die.
Oh, say
He
it
has Cold
so.
Snap.
He has to use it. Oh, that little swordsman. Cancel that salve. Yeah, nice. But not going to be enough to kill him, unfortunately. Miracle
Dire's
steps
bottom
back and
tower
away.
is under
Oh,
attack.
only has one Tango left for Cher, and it's on cooldown, so he might have to be trouble. Because there's an acid spray, and yeah, he's not going to be able to get close too comfortably.
Yeah, this matchup is like extremely Alchemist favored. Evoker, of course, if you go expert, you just won't have enough sustain. If you go Vex Boss, at one point you just won't have enough damage. Like as soon as Alk hits about level 4 to level 6, he'll just start running over the lane. You can't stop the CS. Most of the time they'll buy boots and Quelling Blade early as well. And again, like the acid damage along with the Quelling Blade, you won't get a last hit over him anyway.
No, definitely not. And 2-minute rune. G, he's hoping for a bounty. He gets a regen. Sad face. Bottom lane is going to be the bounty, and it's going to be snagged up from Crit. And we saw before, you know, Phobos, it's going to be a hard lane for him. You know, the curse, long-range harassment, following up with the Spirit Lance, and we know OG just love these freaking off-lane dual lanes here, but back at mid, that's where action's breaking out. Cold Snap on the G, running around the corner here, trying to make himself away. Not going to get the extra assistance from FNG, as he does not have a level yet into any sort of heal or grave. But Doom taken down under the tower. Just kind of killed.
Yeah, it
finished
was
off.
a nice shard coming in from the Tusk, and then Silent just following up. Unfortunately, they didn't actually get the kill credit, so they split it amongst themselves, but nevertheless,
Miracle.
kill was a kill.
They got Miracle. Speaking of kills, more of them going down. Mid lane, Miracle drops.
Oh, he got
FNG's
fogged.
to trade. Can he get the... no, he'll be using it on himself. Crit.
Dire's middle tower
Happy
is
to just
under
hide
attack.
behind the
Oh.
trees to make it back and away, but look who creeps in from the ass side. Yeah, Lil. Easy finish off right there. It's been a great series for Lil so far. Beautiful setup, you know, in the last game with his Disruptor, and he's already off to a strong start in this Tusk, just really making his presence known. Hasn't really resided in a lane yet, but he is already level 3.
I'm a little sad that I don't get to see his Visage, because this is a guy that plays Visage at the middle line in matchmaking.
You're
But
right. I heard about
still, as you
his
said,
dirty
he's playing
Visage
amazing on all these
EU pub
other
plays. But you don't have Ilden anymore. You don't have your Drow player, so...
Silent can play Drow. I'm sure. I mean, come on, that hero. you play Dota for like 12 minutes on that hero, and then
You figure out how he
just,
works.
Like, you're done.
Oh, top lane, Moon in trouble here.
Radiant's
Snowball
bottom
forward from
tower
Lil. They
is
get the
under
shard,
attack.
a brief block, but he pops the Scorched Earth, and he's happy to go toe-to-toe with Silent here.
Meanwhile, at bottom.
What is happening in this game? Bottom lane now. Dived way behind the tower
Oh
is
my.
Crit. They get the crush off. He is going to get the kill. He will end up going down. No Tail trying to make it away. Oh, he doppelgangered away from the tower attack. And he'll be fine. I thought he was going to try to go for one last auto attack there, FNG, but
Dire's top
doesn't
tower
go
is
for it
under
now.
attack.
Puts his attention on the fly. He is out of mana, so he can't even heal up any further. And all the
Dire's
meanwhile, Doom got the kill on
structures
Tusk in the
are
top lane. Clairvoyance,
Yep,
what the
he
hell's
died.
happening here?
Yeah, so the Doom died to the Tusk dive, and then the Tusk was walking away from the tower, and he died to the tower. So at this point, we're going full 3-2-2 Russian Dota.
Okay, wonderful. 'Cause it feels like it. They're like, I'm like waking up. Last game was a bit more predictable, a lot to farm, and You know, you can kind of read out where things are going to be playing, and, you know, emphasis by the Roche at times, but now it's just it's a bar brawl right now. As you can see, it continues mid lane, just jumps over the ledge. Get over here, Miracle. Not going to grab him, though. Beautiful telekinesis lift from Crit, and they're going to turn the tables onto Lil, and they got him. He goes down. Persistence from OG.
You know, the funny thing about this is, like, every time there's an engagement, there's always, like, 3 heroes or something. How are these heroes always at the right places at the right time? It's completely beyond me, but they're making it happen.
Like, teleporter hacks here, and they don't have cooldown. They just keep buying them and somehow showing it up when the fight's breaking out. FNG just took the long walk from bottom to get here. He feels like something's going to break out, and he wants to be here just in case. And you can say the same for Carnage, a.k.a. Crit, waiting up to the north. He's like, something's going to happen. I don't want to go too far. They're going for G. And good thing FNG happened to just, you know, roll over. He'll be there to assist G. But the second they see G, like, turn around, they're like, something ain't right. And they all pull back.
Yeah. So this is a nice addition. I think he's probably going to do a miracle build here with the Solar Crest along with the SMI thing, whatever those initiating / fighting and not Radiance at the end of the day. He picked up the Sobi Mask, and I'm not too sure how many people have mentioned it in the past, but Sobi Mask is really good on Alchemist because the Chemical Rage gives you a flat value on the mana regen, and Sobi Mask gives you 50% on that. So it actually lets you skip bottles sometimes if you're not even mid.
And for, yeah, they're trying to get a hold of Moon here. Call down
that
misses. The shard not quite close enough to make it a full block, but it does get Lil into the action here, and it's going to force out the Doom on the Silent. Silent doesn't want to eat too much Scorched Earth and tower damage. And risk being taken down, so he'll step back and away. Bottom lane, OG are kind of moving on in. I do appreciate, you know, us continuing the old man trend from Friends that you call the Sobi mask, not just the Sage's mask. You're like Melk in the sense that you're always so persistent. He's always so persistent.
I forgot.
Yeah. No, I remember it as a Sobi mask as well, so I also miscall it at times. But then you have people like Melk who just will never change, and they're like, they'll never call it Dazzle. He's like, the Chateau Priest. I'm like, okay, dude.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
But here
you
we'll
know,
see.
Alchemist is a Razzle Dark Brew or something like that.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Alright, so this Razzle is farming up the Ancients. All Dark Brew and everything.
He is doing the Miracle build. There's a nice little nod there. He's got the medallion already. We'll see if he goes for the mobility plus the Solar Crest. Which I certainly wouldn't be surprised. Is the old poor man's Naga build just kind of not the thing? Not the cat's pajamas? Well, I'll have to hold that. Top lane, Moon's in trouble. Rolling deep. Again, Scorched Earth and its mighty regen will keep him fine and well, and he'll be able to sidestep away from that. But over here, you see G now in trouble, getting caught out between No Tail and Miracle. There's going to be a Tornado, Spirit Lance. He's done for. No Tail picks up that one. And before we're saying that everybody was at the right place at the right time, but now not Virtus.pro. No one was mid lane to help out in that one. And FNG unfortunately had a TP on cooldown, so he couldn't get there to help out.
Yeah. I do want to touch upon the poor man's Naga thing. I might have to hold that thought. If Lil does get lanced, he will probably die here.
Oh man, it just doesn't stop. Oh, he's going to be forced to snowball, which No Tail says, that's fine, buddy, come out here. Did it on the illusion, but oh, it doesn't matter. He's going to be slowly swarmed on and dead. Nice, brilliant KS coming in from Crit. Right in the face.
Coming in with the flank, picking up his level 5 out of the process, and nice. Miracle still farming up mid, harassing probably with the full snap as he. Yep,
he's going in there, wants to swing with a bit, but nothing should come of this, I imagine. He's holding the concoction for now, so he'll be good.
Yeah.
But
so if there is a moment, though, I do want to touch upon that.
Please do.
With the Naga thing, it's like the thing with Naga is once you get the Radiance, of course it's much slower, but you already start with basically a Manta, and you also create space for yourself by being able to skip and roll that thought again. No Tail.
This is ridiculous. He's in there trying to doppelgang out from too much trouble. Moon doesn't have the luxury, so he will be going down. There's a Grave to save Silent, but they might need to coordinate a deny here. Or a snowball.
Nice.
They're we're gonna wait this one out. Can they do it? Oh, they can. Oh, they can't. No, damn it again. Crit is there. Right place at the right time. Rains on their parade with a brilliant Fade Bolt. He will lose his own life, but he's like, worth. Got that kill. Much worth.
Yeah, with the little top off of the laughter there, with a
both times too. It's just, got it. Oh, What a play.
You know the thing was if one more creep died in the area that he was at,
Radiant's
he would have
middle
gotten level
tower
6,
is under attack.
and that was a World Dota play in the making. He would have picked up a spell steal, probably stolen like Grave or Snowball or something like that, and it would have been
man.
clutch. But
They need that.
unfortunately,
It would have been a
wasn't
highlight
equals.
clip with terrible tech music, I'm sure. Boop, boop, boop,
Terrible
boop,
tech
boop, 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 boop. Yeah,
That
it would
sounds
have been.
legendary, man. What's wrong with you?
I know. People, I used to make those videos. People used to just, they look at that stuff now and they Dota cringe, and I can't.
Nah, they don't understand what's good, man.
That
The
used
best
to be
stuff-
high skill stuff. 3 raises straight, you were a pro.
You were Yappets, man.
You were Yaphits at that point. But
That's great stuff.
oh, mid lane could be in a bit of trouble. Virtus.pro turning it up and maybe want to get this mid tier 1 tower. They are a Roche kind of lineup, so maybe they feel you get rid of this tier 1 mid lane and it becomes harder for OG to kind of rotate in and contest a Roche. Or not. They're just migrating all the way through and making some work happen here on the bottom lane. So as we switch over to the net worth here, Claire, it's no surprise to see Alchemist at the top, but he doesn't seem as far ahead as an Alch should be. Am I mistaken in that?
No, I think you normally expect maybe 1,000 or 2,000 more on the Alchemist usually
Yeah.
at this point. I do think it's also a product of a lot of fights as well as one death that he has, and you know, he has been getting too lucky with bounty runes if I recall correctly as well. He's been getting like a lot of regens and illusion here and there, but he finally got one bounty rune, and as we can see, that worth just jumps.
Radiant's top tower
Pretty nice.
is under attack.
It's pretty damn absurd.
Yep. I would say
Oh, here they go. They want to party. Look at the charge up concoction with the snowball, but the tornado will come on out with a beautiful Winter's Curse from Fly. And now it's G in trouble. He gets pulled back, gets the grave save, but I don't think he's going to get out of there. Can they escort him out? He has not been escorted yet. Eats a lance and look at back the other way. Clairvoyance, another snowball as VP want to re-engage. They're going to get the kill on the Fly. Doom kind of stuck in a rut here between 3. We'll be able to back out and away. Gets the Doom on the Silent, but he's not going to be going down from that one. It's a 1-1.
there's 2 acid sprays. 2 ripples of death. One from Crit and one from the Alchemist himself.
And everybody's confused.
Yeah. I was wondering who's getting minus armor where. It's pretty interesting. Maybe they should have an indicator of some sort, but hey. He's also got a medallion to combat the extra armor coming out of Alchemist, so pretty nice pickup. They almost got that kill as we saw. To the tail end of it, No Tail was able to chase through, but back and forth, and in the end turned out to be a small bait for his team, and Gyro Copy came in with a big call down. Probably could have picked up more, but it's good enough.
Oh, Miracle, is that time of game again. Haha! I'm the magician, see you later! Walk away as he dies. How disgusting are you? Ugh. Now they have this to worry about. Look, he's going for the Yules again, Claire. He's doing it again.
I think, you know, it's definitely like, if the Tusk is snowballing on you, or there's like a Slara that's just amping you up non-stop, it's probably a nice tool. But I'm just not sure. Besides that, like, I'm wondering like, what kind of purpose it might serve. Maybe as an extra mini tornado type of thing to disrupt the flow of the enemy's lineup. But going straight Orchid shouldn't be a problem this game. I feel like he can just run into them and do exactly what he just did to the Dazzle, except if there was another hero, he could Orchid them up instead as well.
Yeah, but you don't get to run around as fast with an Orchid.
That's true.
He looked like he was having way too much fun in game number 1. And, well, he is AK, we're not, so maybe he just knows something that we are not onto yet. But I agree, I feel like you could get by with an Orchid and be able to get the job
Radiant's
done.
middle
And
tower is under attack.
we'll see, though, they are
It was
stalking
a
top.
core item in the past
Radiant
for a reason, though, so
structures
I
are
definitely
fortified.
don't doubt it. Disrespect.
Uh-oh,
Silence in a
he's
little
putting
bit
it
of
to work.
trouble.
Yeah, he is just, boom! All mana gone, or the urn, not going to be enough to finish him off, or will it? He's barely holding on. There's going to be the heal save, and this time Miracle may be in a bit of trouble. Get some nice help. Crush was actually stolen there from Crit, but Miracle, he's still running. He's hustling. Oh, man. Oh, gets bopped on the back of the head. He will be going down to DkPhobos. Crit, meanwhile, hiding in the trees. Looks like they won't see him. Luckily, Lil shot the shards off the other direction. All this happens, Moon still gets to continue to farm up the top lane, and he is going early into the utility here. He gets a Vlad's right off the bat on his Doom.
Yeah,
No-
it's
no
an
early
interesting
greed.
choice. It's not something I would have personally liked back in the day, but Vlad's now gives 2 to all stats ever since the change with the headdress. So that's it's pretty nice. He's about to die.
Ow. Oh, my goodness.
That's how.
Well,
Dire's
there it
top
is. No
tower
tail.
is under attack.
let's see here. He's farming up. OG, just in typical OG fashion. I always find them more frequently in their opponent's woods than a lot of the other teams. They just always can recognize when they have more map dominance and will just suck up more of the farm on the map while they can. Allow what they throw together seems to be a more greedy lineup than most like to do. They can always manage to make it work just by the fact that they can always recognize where the farm potential is and then just go suck it on up. In mid lane, you got Miracle doing stuff like this. Tornado, EMP, haha! And now,
Oh, that's a nice grave.
the grave, it will save him here, and Miracle's like, God damn it, now I gotta get out of here alive. And he might not. There's gonna be the shards, the rolling from Lil, they got the dust ready to go. In the meantime, here comes Moon though, and he's got Doom, and they don't like this. They back up in a way, and his presence is more than enough to get Miracle out of a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, it's a nice return. As you said, all of OG just playing on the enemy side of the map, but get punished for a certain level. It is always dangerous to stay so deep. Miracle got close for it last time. We'll see. He didn't get caught out this time, of course, with the help of his teammates, but it could very well happen. He's got his heals coming now, though, so that adds to his survivability. Blink on Alchemist.
He's got his blink mid lane. We got a cold snap here on DkPhobos. Quickly turn back out. G was hoping to put that blink to use in the mid lane, but Miracle was not going to pursue. And now they're hustling back through the woods again. Miracle trying to make a behind the back play here. He will see Lil. Lil will see him now, and they quickly dish out the Doom onto him. They're going to commit in. The cold snap, the damage to fly through here, and they don't have enough to save him. They're not looking to dish out the grave to save their Tusk at this time, and they will have to take the sacrifice. Meanwhile, Crit, your split pushing Rubik, is going to do work on the bottom tier too.
Yeah. Again, they didn't really need him for the fights because they have so much damage coming out of Miracle for the time being. Actually, Crit's going to punish this.
Oh, Crit is eating way too much damage here, and he just goes down. That flak cannon, you don't see it, really. He just all of a sudden is like losing chunks of life. But these little pea shooters are popping out, and Gyro's doing work. Now G moves in, gets a nice stun on the Fly, and Fly now going to be deceased.
Oh,
Back the other
Miracle.
way, Miracle now could be caught out here. They have the vision onto him, but he is a fast little man. And it looks like he'll be able to make it back and away, but he's still toying with him here. G sees him.
Yeah, I
He's
think
cheeky.
it's about time he gets out. With -9 armor and counting on the weave stacks, if he shows himself, he's probably gonna melt.
All right. Where are we
Phobos just
feeling?
picked up his blink.
All right. Oh, wait. Who got their blink? I was looking for Crit to have it, but he's actually going 4-staff.
Yeah, Phobos. He just finished it on the slaughter.
Yes.
Comes in via courier now.
Very nice, very nice. With that ready to go, an SMY already in hand for Silent. We know about the blink in hand for G. Is it time for Virtus.pro to take a fight? Is it time for them to put in some work? Are they at risk that OG could kind of just continue to play the economy game and be a bit of a problem here with Miracle kind of dancing around?
I think as much as they would really like to force a fight,
Radiant's
it's like
top tower
right now
is
they
under
can't.
attack.
And one of the reasons is because this Invoker who's moving, as you said, so fast around the map is you never really know where he's gonna pop up from. It's just doing so much work with his Tornado EMP combo, and Wex class Invoker traditionally known to be extremely disruptive in the fights. Even with the Alchemist not guaranteed to die against some of the aggression coming out, they just don't have the map control. But they're gonna go for it here, I think, and this looks like a super easy win.
Miracle assaulted and taken down right away. Crit is going to be the follow-up, it looks like. Oh, still managing to etch him out from trouble. There, he's going to be going down. Silent will be able to ground with a bit of flat cannon damage there, and now they're hoping to clean up a tier 1 tower in the mid lane. And it looks like they'll be able to get it. Nice successful 2-man pick. All the meanwhile, though, it's not going to come empty-handed here. It looks like OG are going to be able to take down the tier 1 tower at the top lane.
Oh, and another kill.
Oh, wow.
Fly
Dire's
giving up an
middle
extra
tower
kill. This
has
is
fallen.
he rarely gets caught out of this. But that's gonna open up the doors to Roshan. That's a pretty critical death on him there for 30 seconds.
Now they move in, and they will go ahead and go to work. Let's see here.
There it is. -18 armor.
Uh-oh, though. We got a... Oh, what a dodge with the snowball pullback. Not going to catch on everyone here. They'll be fine. Aegis will
fallen
be
into the
safely put into the hands of Silent, but look who's making a move already. DkPhobos gets up to the catch onto Moon. Long ball concoction going to be the follow-up, but they don't want to be overcommitting here.
There's a Yules.
Are they going to commit for it? Miracle dashing on in. There's going to be the curse onto G. No Tail gets still stuck on the high ground after doing his doppelganger. Re-engagement comes in from Lil, and now Silent begins to go to work. Now dominating. Flat Cannon flying out as a crazy spree. But Moon's going to be able to make it away under the TP, and the rest of OG are just not going to have any of it. They lose Miracle here. And Virtus.pro, no casualties. Doom, not going to be enough to finish off Phobos. It's their time to charge on in and go for tier 2s.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure if they'll get the tier 2 just because the creep wave is so weak for the time being. But it looks like if G does come in with his ultimate and full HP mana, they will be able to brute force it down and wow, nice crush.
Big crush in, catches out 2, and that means Crit's going to be going down, and Fly will be the secondary here. Cold embraces in the meantime, but it's back-to-back takedowns of him. And that is going to make for an easy tier 2. Things just seem to be crumbling apart a bit here for OG. Well, Claire, it's either that or Virtus.pro are suddenly doing something very, very right.
Yeah, definitely a mix of both, but DkPhobos going in with that initiation from a nicely planted ward. Just 2 heroes stacked on top of each other, both supports, both very critical right now. Really, really nice job. Of course, I think the tier 1 bottom is their next objective, and they should get that very easily with the Aegis behind Silent.
Yeah. Trying to get you bumped up at the same bit, Claire, but I have you turned up enough. If your next convenience, and if it was possible to turn up your mic a little bit, that would be very helpful for me, so I'll let you take care of that. As they step back and away, you know, VP and company still holding on to their Aegis, maintain a solid pace here. They still have towers to claim up. Bottom tier 1 still standing. Tier 2 also going to be at the available here. Their money continues to boom up, pushing past the 5k net worth point. You're looking at Silent, who has his BKB nearly complete. This tower will definitely secure it. G with his SNY already done, so he's begun full fight mode at this point. And they just continue to really thrive. So what is the comeback plan now for OG? To at least put up a respectable fight and not allow VP to just slowly take each tower one by one and just starve them out.
Honestly, it's the same plan that they had executed in the initial stage of the game, where they force fights and smart pickoffs and split push most importantly. VP is not a lineup that you can fight into right now. Between the Dazzle Slaughter and the Alchemist, there's just too many targets to fight or doom up, and it's just not enough damage coming out as well. As mentioned in the pre-draft, it's their combo really needs to connect to be able to take down single targets. So they have to be very wary of VP's pushes, of course, but just keep the lanes pushed out, kind of what they had in the mid game and playing around the enemy's jungle, except they just went too deep in it most of the time. Just farm up the map, take it slow.
We'll see if they're going to be able to do that here. Moon opts for the Midas at this point. Not happening. Fly try to TP, but gets caught out from a sprinting Phobos. That's going to be the crush. We'll hold things out in the meantime, but it only sets up an easier stun, and a smackdown coming in. Slaughter's going to take that one, and Phobos is suddenly on a killing spree, and if we already thought he was mobile before, he's on pace for picking up a nicely timed 4-staff. And speaking of 4-staffs, Crit will finally finish off his. He's also a medallion holder for his team, but it's Virtus.pro picking up another straggler.
Slara, man. What a hero. Really. So strong.
Alright. Sorry, I'm still fiddling with audio things. I think I got it good now. Turn this one down, turn that one up, and everyone can hear the lovely voice of Clairvoyance now. Mid lane. Oh, Moon could be potentially caught out of position, but I don't know what Dazzle's going to be doing about it, but they have Phobos on hand. And it looks like they're just going to continue. Last outer tower standing for OG is this tier 2 in the top lane. And VP want to grab it here. Plant down firstly a ward to scout out anyone back and behind, but no one is there. Instead, Silent now will go down mid.
They're actually going to go hunting, it looks like. They're going to try to chase him down. Fly's going to come in. Is he going to get caught for this, though?
They quickly turn back the other way. Oh, but they caught up. Got the vision. They snowball in. There's the crush and Fly for what feels like, what, the third, fourth time straight. He's going to be going down. Now
Yeah.
Virtus.pro immediately head back the other way. Want to continue their
Radiant's
push.
bottom tower is under
Honestly, though,
attack.
that was just a product of VP's
Dire's top
high
tower
aggression
is
as well as
Radiant's
nice
bottom
warding.
tower.
Because
Yeah.
they saw him just going through the high ground there, and they had the Ancient's ward to scout him out. That's why
Dire's
the blink
middle
came in and the
tower is
follow-up
under
snowball.
attack.
Vacuum, or tornado rather, EMP, pushes back Virtus.pro a bit.
Dire's
I always
top
get thrown
tower
off, but
is
did you
under
hear that
attack.
sound as well? Apparently that's the
Dire's
new
structures are
Aegis's
fortified.
expired sound, and I've only heard it for the first time today. And I freaked out the first time I heard it. It's like a little Dota heart like melody that comes out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I missed it actually.
Yeah, it's
I
like
was listening to the tornado sound.
Dire's top
it sounded very
Nice
similar
one.
to like the dramatic chipmunk or whatever that thing is. Doo doo
Dire's top
doo.
tower
You're like, what is that?
Well, I'll pay careful attention next time, and I'd like to thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, well, the last game I had no idea. I freaked out. The viewers probably thought I was crazy, but plenty of people tweeted at me saying, "Oh, don't worry, that's the new Aegis has been, expired sound." And I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll just deal with that." But there we go. Orchid now
Not
in
an
hand
act
for
of God
Miracle.
or anything coming into play, huh?
Yeah, right. I'm like,
Right.
classic reborn. Oh, Lil gets caught out now with a Winter's Curse. It's a lot of hate
Oh,
on
he's
the
got
one
blink,
random
though.
tusk. Goes in, blinks away. Have that penguin. Miracle though, looking to cut him off. EMP. Gets hit with a cold snap, but he gets a nice force save. And he is out from trouble.
Yeah, very nice force staff. Again, a really fantastic item. I think a lot of supports in general have been overlooking the power of the force staff ever since Glimmer Cape came out. But force staff it's such a game-changing item ever since time. And I think it definitely should be picked up more often. Not just on 3-position heroes, but 4-5 as well.
We'll take that.
I agree. It feels like a little bit of force has fallen off. I can't help, like, my initial reaction is because we also don't see a lot of like clockworks anymore, where like force staff was like a requirement, but now it's like, oh, we don't really need to get it. But it's like, guys, force staff is pretty freaking good. May I remind you, MLG Columbus C9 put.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The positioning, this positioning, like especially high ground pushes. Like I think the techies era really taught me how good force staff could be. Because these techies that just hold the high ground, they just
Yeah.
force you into mines, and you're either hitting the buildings or you're dying to mines. Like you don't have an alternative. So very strong item.
Yeah, that's also could be one of those like high risk, high rewards situations, is when they use a force staff offensively to push someone
Yeah.
into your team in hopes that it capitalizes. Sometimes can be disaster, but sometimes could be game changing. I know we've seen like Universe pull out plays like that
Radiant's
very
top
often.
tower
And,
is under attack.
well, we'll see here. Virtus.pro, it's time to knock on the OG door. We'll see if they can break on through here. OG on the verge of losing another series, 2 of their 3 series here for Star Series. And uh-oh, G eating a lot of bit of damage. They're walking back and away here, but a commitment in. Uppercut on the Miracle, quick cold embrace. They get the pullback, curse on the Lil. Shards brings them together here, and Moon looks to engage, but it's Silent who's coming out the big victor now. Eats up that Doom, but not before he gets off some serious damage. Both Miracle and Moon going to be going down. Snag up from Lil, gets the snowball back as they look to re-engage. No Tail now, locked on down, gets the embrace to help him out. And OG looking to pursue out the front door here. They see a weak and wounded VP squad, but none of them dead. All of them pretty healthy still at this point. They could even re-engage.
Yeah, I think they should. The Miracle's down for 30 seconds. He only forced out 1 buyback. Chances are he doesn't because he finished up the Orchid. They're gonna go. Alchemist ulti's up. He has Blink. He has Stun charging up. Boom.
Stun on the Moon. Phobos swing and a miss though on his crush, but tier 3 goes down, and G wants to go to work on the racks now, but might have to be a bit cautious here if his team's going to be around to back him up. Miracle's going to be back in 5 seconds. How long do they want to stay? It looks like they might start creeping it back, but he's got the call down, looks to commit it. It's a big catch and a big crush from Phobos. Gets the connection on the crit. It's going to force out his buyback, and Moon is going to be going down. No buyback for him, out for over a minute. Here comes No Tail and also Miracle back from the grave now. How many of Virtus.pro can they take down and make him pay for it here? Whoa, Tornado even catching on the Silent way in the back. Look at this. Crit is going to be going down the second time. Silent barely alive here. They doppelgang on forward for it, and he's able to sketch his way back into the trees. He's good for now. Up and above Phobos. Being chased out from Miracle here. Blinks out, does get hit. Cold snap. Below, Silent. They're going to cross paths. It's going to be trouble. He's going to make it out down below, and Phobos is like, I'll pull him back the other way. Look at this. Silent makes his way, gets a TP. He's going to be gone. He's good.
Yeah.
Not
He even got
Phobos,
the
though.
bounty run on the retreat.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Wow.
Finished up the butterfly in base now, and there's a nice assault cuirass waiting for G when he respawns inside the base.
That's delicious. And look at the damage they did. Tier 3, and the ranged racks, not unfortunately for them, not the precious melee one, but it's respectable base damage. Do you think that that was worth it to VP? It felt like it could have been a bit more dangerous there at the end. They almost lost Silent, but is that good enough for them to now get back together, get these new items, and just kind of continue to go? I'm sure Roche is also something that's going to be up very soon and very important to both squads.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. I think as this game progresses, it's only going to get better for VP, especially with the advantage they have now. But as you said, even though towards the end of the fight, it could have looked a lot cleaner for their escape, it's okay. They still got the big items that they purchased up on their cores, and most importantly, if you recall, like the initial stages of the fight, MoonMeander, I don't know if he had this frost armor going in, but each of Gyro's flat cannons, with the amp as well as acid spray, and I'm not sure if the solar crest was on him or not, did 400 damage. And this is the Doom that we're talking about. So imagine the supports that get into the 1000 range with the gyrocopter. They're just gonna melt.
And it's hard to see,
It's really a big problem.
Flat cannon's one of those things that in the midst of a crazy fight, you don't even know you're getting hit before it could be too late. I'm sure for these pro players, they're keeping a constant check, but I mean, my goodness. Silence damage continues to build up, and the spread, as we know from a gyrocopter, is just so damn ridiculous. Now he's got the second life. You know, they made that siege happen without any sort of Aegis whatsoever. Now they have one, and they have those extra items. Oh, goodness. This is going to be real tough for OG. This is them now taking advantage of what farm they can. They're frantically moving it on out. We'll see where No-Tail's progressing. It looks like a Manta is potentially in order for him, if not just a reliable Yasha into a future Scotty, but outside of that, it's what do we got here? We got, you know, Miracle with his Orchid Yules, and, you know, this time it's not going to be a fancy Agnum Scepter like it was in Game 1. He's got to build the extra utility that's not there at the moment from Doom. So he's got the Plate Mail, which could be a Shiva's, could be an AC. We'll see.
You did mention Doom. I didn't get to mention it last game as well, but I think this game his item choices are really good, or rather it's mandatory and necessary for this game. I think last game he picked up an Aghanim Scepter, which I felt like maybe with a BKB you could just go in, and to be able to doom up a Gyro, not in this situation because he has Aegis, but if he wanted to ever find it earlier, he needed the BKB. Gyro's gonna take some damage, I think.
Oh,
Lil, he's out of mana.
He tried to go in and help with the snowball, I think, but he ends up losing his mana, and he's got to get the hell back. Silence says, don't worry, buddy, I got you, and starts running right into the base. They get Miracle down, and it's going to force out his quick buyback here. But No-Tail's already breached into the back lines and may have to quickly 180 himself back into the base. Two-man Deafening Blast will keep them at bay. This is Miracle in his secondary life now. Phobos, big boy, going in there, gets a two-man crush. Will he pay with his life, though? Nice grave, will keep him alive for now. Lil commits on in. G already into the mix, is going to be doomed up, but they get the right-click kill onto Moon, and now it's Silence time to begin rocket barraging them all down. Double kill for him. Miracle's down and out for the count. That was his buyback, and now it's No-Tail in. What could be the final hurrah for OG is he's able to clear out at least one kill there, taking out Phobos. Now he doppelgangers back, is able to avoid the call down, and he is on the run, trying to pull them away from the base, but no! He will be going down. Over a minute for him on the sidelines here, and also a minute for Miracle. Claire, this could be the game, and it could be Virtus.pro walking away with a big win over OG and Silence debut for the Virtus.pro roster. They have done it.
Yeah, this is most certainly an upset, but what can you say? Throughout the entire stages of the game, barring the early, of course, with a couple shaky starts, they had a really, really good transition into mid-game. After a couple one team fights, they just started taking towers, and again, OG's draft, I'm not sure if it allowed room to have Alchemist snowball against them, because they just don't seem like they have enough damage against the Dazzle, Gyrocopter, and Alchemist.
Well-orchestrated drafts and game plan coming in for Virtus.pro. We look forward to seeing more from them and their new core players, Silent, on their roster. What a hell of a showing for him in that game. Gyrocopter 14, 1, and 10. A classic performance for him and playing one of his classic heroes. But that will do it for this series. We'll go ahead and cut to a break, and when we return, we got another one coming up. It's going to be a best-of-3 matchup of Team Secret going against the Vega Squadron. So we'll see you in a few moments' time for game number 3. I'm KotlGuy, and that's Clairvoyance. We'll see you soon.